All right, all right, all right. I think I might be live. Hello, Zen friends. Happy Friday to you. Happy weekend. Hope you're enjoying your moments and enjoying the aftermath of this amazing super beaver full moon in Taurus that we had a couple days ago. So, dreams, 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 dreams happening. So, I hope you're enjoying yours. And welcome, everybody. So happy to have you here. Before we get into everything, I am going to bring in some beautiful love energy. If you'd like to join me, we'll start by coming back to the moment and doing some deep breaths. And we'll, as always, bring in the singing bowl to help vibrate that beautiful love energy going forward here as well. So we will start that here in a sec. And hey, Jojo, yeah, absolutely. You can always change your questions if you don't want to delete your previous chat. You can leave the donations if you want to just put number one question, this is what I want, number two, or however you want to do it. I'll make sure to look before I start on your readings. So no problem at all. If you want to do that while we're doing everything here, that is perfect. All right, everybody. If you want to join me, we'll start by just breathing in a big, deep breath. Hold it for as long as you feel comfortable. And then exhale out slowly. That'll bring us back to this moment, out of the future, out of the past, out of the chaos of the outside world. Come back to right here, right now, in a beautiful pocket of now. Like my shirt, be here now with me, which you can't see it. There's a little heart with little wings, which is love, right? So we'll start there. So if you want to join me, let's go. Let's go for it. So big deep breath in. Here we go. Beautiful. I will hit the singing bowl 3 times. As we're doing that, you can just imagine a beautiful waterfall, a flood of beautiful energy flowing out, going through your mental body, your emotional body, your physical body, your energetic body, just filling you up, transforming everything within you from lower vibration to that higher vibrational love energy, then flowing out to the world. And something that we can do in this moment, of course, is to focus on something, just one little thing we're grateful for right here, right now, in this moment, that just allows us, to have this beautiful um, movement upward of that higher vibrational love. It allows us to be receivers of messages from spirit and magnetizes us. Whatever we're grateful for is what we like whistle at and go, come here. And they're like, yeah, it draws that stuff to us. So I love that. So that's what we're going to do. I'm not sure how loud the singing bowl will be. It varies by position and moment and energy. So I never know how loud it's going to be or quiet. So beware of your ears. Here we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me and doing that. She's just singing and singing and singing. Powerful, powerful energy tonight. Wow. Even more than normal. Put her back here on her little shelf to watch over us. So, hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Welcome, 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 Zen friends. Ready for a night of hearing from spirit? I know I am. The energy just is deeper. Something's going on in the spiritual realm, taking us higher and higher, deeper and deeper at the same time, expanding this spiritual energy. So I'm excited to see what comes through tonight, and hope you're having a great beginning of your weekend. If you have a weekend coming up, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. We got a great group of Zen friends with huge hearts and great senses of humor. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So happy to have you join us. A great sense of humor and great amount of love, two huge things that we can really help us in this adventure of humanity, right? So I love it. I love it. I love it. Um, and What else? What else? Well, if you're new to my channel, if you want to know more about how the whole process works, take a look at the description box of the video. Gives all the deets on everything. Free readings are first come, first serve. They're generally like 1 to 2 cards. Sometimes a third one jumps out, but 1 to 2 card free readings. And if anyone makes a donation, I do step out of the free readings, make those a priority. I do honor that energy exchange, dive deeper into the um, messages, meaning we pull more cards for those two, and you get a fortune cookie. Tonight we have the Cosmic Energy Oracle or the Enchanted Path Oracle. We'll see which ones we pull. They're little short ones this weekend, but they're powerful little messages. So I'm looking forward to using those. They're donations from my host. She is recovering from back surgery. So she's been on Amazon, and she got drawn. And in fact, she even got me another tarot deck, which I mentioned this last night. She got me the Light Sears Tarot. I have two of these already. And so now I have the Three Sisters. I feel like it's like the Three Fates. So I do have three decks all mixed together, separated. So we'll have some repetition probably that can come through in readings too. So fun, fun, right? But we're so blessed. So that's kind of what happens there. If you want to make a donation, you can use the super chat at the bottom or in the description box of the video. I do have my Venmo, my Cash App, my PayPal, and my Square. And I don't have any set dollar amounts. Whatever you give from your heart is the perfect amount. I know everyone's finances vary, and cost of living is different across the world, and rate of exchange is different. So whatever you give from your heart is the perfect amount. Um, I'm usually on for about 3 hours, if sometimes longer. If 2.5 hours in, I have not started on free readings, I will step away from donations for about 30 minutes and do at least 30 minutes of free readings. And then I'll return back and finish out all donations. I always do that the same day. If not in this session, if it gets long enough, if I need to leave and come back after I rest, I will. We will make sure you get readings the same day with donations. What else? What else? At the end of each session, I do post a pinned comment listing the order of all the readings. Well, not really the order, but I have donations and free readings. All the ones I completed with timestamps, though. So if you put your question and you come back after the stream has ended, you can always find the pinned comment, look for your name, click on that little timestamp, takes you right to your reading. I know it's super technical and cool. So I'm excited that that's available. Um, let's see what else have we got going on. Last weekend we had a ton of giveaways. I gave away at least two 15-minute personal recorded readings per session. There was a couple I gave away three because of the amount of donations there were. So I think I gave away like 12. I've already completed 6 of those. If you're looking to see if you were a winner, here's the winner announcement for the full moon drawing that I did. And in that, I mentioned all the winners of the Halloween weekend as well. So if you want to check that out, you can. And I'm going to have giveaways every full moon and new moon where I give away a 30-minute personal recorded reading or a hedge of peace and love. So the next one we have coming up, I put that announcement out too, is the new moon coming up on November 20th. So we got that new moon in Scorpio. And then a couple days later, we move into Sagittarius season already. Can you believe it? Um, so be on the lookout for that. Um, and what else? I'm also I plan on having kind of what I did for Halloween. I'm probably going to do that Thanksgiving week, the weekend, and also Christmas weekend. So we'll be giving away some things coming up as well. So I also have all of my services on sale for the rest of the year. All this information is down in the description box too, but all my virtual readings, my recorded readings, my hedges of peace and love, all of those are on sale until all the way through January 1st of 2026. So if you're interested, you can check those out. I think those are the three things. And then I do have a free podcast that's out there too called The Easier Path. We have 3 episodes out there already. And number 4 is coming next week. So it's fun. They're going to get shorter and shorter. They've been like an hour long, and this one's like, I think, shy of 40 minutes, but they're going to get back down to about 30 minutes. But I feel like these first 4 are really foundational, giving us a lot of huge things that can help us make our paths easier. And then we'll dive into more specific scenarios on here's a situation and this is how we can approach that to transform it to an easier path. So we'll be doing that more often too. So blah blah blah. That's all the stuff. I just want to make sure everyone's aware of all the free things, all the drawings that are available. But never any expectations, just information. So I'd rather you know and then not be interested than not know and have been interested. So there you go. Blah blah blah. All right. So let's get our little shout outs here, and then I will also get my little list ready here and let everyone know where we're at. So we have Jojo in the house. Hey, hello, hello. Good to see you. And we've got Summer or Moonlight. Hello, good to see you. Let me add you to the list here for the donations. Thank you for that. And we've got Maria P here as well. Hello, hello. And we got Touch O Love in the house. Good to see you. And we have Michelle Smith. Yes, absolutely, Michelle. I saw your. Let's see what time you came in here. Yep. So you're right before Moonlight. So we'll put you in there. And so we've got that Cash App. Very good. And we have Trampzilla. Of course, you'll be up first for the donations. And Cat Goddess. Hello, hello. Good to see you. And we've got Content and Brenda Globy and Ateshi were here quite a while ago. So if you're here, hello. Good to see everybody. Thank you already for the thumbs up on the video. It does help spread the Zen love, and you're part of the love tsunami. So it's a way that everyone can give a little love if you want to. It's free. It does really help out the channel. It helps people see the channel, and so you're part of that love tsunami helping spread the love. So I'm very grateful for that. All right, I think that is where we are at. So we will jump in here in a moment. And Johanna, looks like you want to switch the order of your questions. So you want the second first and the first second? Is that what you mean by switching the order? All right, we will do that when we get there, unless I see something different said there. All right, everybody. Well, let's give a cheers as I take a sip of coffee and we'll jump in there. Yep, please. All right, gotcha. Have some nice blueberry mocha coffee this evening. Yum, yum, yum. As I get a mustache. All right. I know it's super good. With some zero sugar not Irish, Italian sweet creamer in it. It's like, I tell you what, it's like cake. It's like liquid cake. Yum yum. All right. And it's not bad, there's no sugar in it. It just is, deceiving my brain. Alright, let's jump in. Tramzilla, you are up first. Thank you so much for your donation. It's liquid cake. You're at 1616 to start off. I love it. Let's give your donation a love and a like since it lets me. Hey, good to see you. You wanna go, will you spend quality time with your crush, Ricardo? Richard. You're moving on. You're shooting your shot. All right. I love that. So, I like that, when anyone asks, "Should I go and tell my crush what I feel about him?" Yeah, absolutely. It's better to tell our crush that we like him and find out they're not interested and move on, or find out they feel the same and then move forward. Either way, it's a win-win for us, even though we're afraid, right? But that's not what you're asking, but that's just coming up. Right. So, will you spend quality time with your crush, Richard? So, based on current energies, are you going to be able to spend some time with Richard here? Let's see what they've got here. Yeah, we've got 2 1 2 1, Eight of Pentacles. All right. We'll put these out here and we'll see what we got going on here. Yeah. He's British. Ooh, definitely a Richard, right? Rickard. Oh, hey, I love that. Go forward, no fear, right? Well, let's take a look here. The bottom of the deck, you do have the Eight of Pentacles, which is about putting in, the blood, the sweat, the tears, you get the reward. Um, and I feel like that's something that you have been doing. You've been being a friend, being a person. I would almost say of support as much as they'll receive support, but I feel like they're kind of a loner kind of energy, you know, independent, and I do things myself. I help people, people don't help me kind of energy a little bit. That's coming in here. But let's see what else we have here. Are you going to spend time with them here? It feels like that we're going to be headed alone here. Eight of Cups is leaving behind relationships that don't serve you anymore, and the High Priestess is stepping away into your High Priestess tower, going on there, right? A strange solitary soul. So we can all resonate with that. But so this is, stepping away, going into the High Priestess temple, connecting higher, looking behind the veil, diving deeper into your own emotions and your own soul here. Got these eights, this flow energy that's coming in here. Oh, that's you walking off? So it does feel like you're in this energy of being in the high priestess temple, and it's an important time here. So I feel like there's going to be a little bit of time of self right now before we get into more here of connecting with Richard. We'll see what comes in here. You do have the Three of Wands, which is with new information, new experience. Feels like you do go a different direction. I kind of felt that with the Eight of Cups wasn't Adam. It kind of feels like you're kind of heading off in a different direction than towards the British crush. I know accents, especially if you're American, because we don't think we have accents. We think everyone else does. But accents are sexy, right? We're like, oh my gosh, talk some more. Yeah, you have the Nine of Wands and the Ace of Swords. So there is a little bit of time here, with there's a block. I got to find a good way to say this, right? Uh-huh. You have a Great Lakes accent. I'm not sure what that is. Is that Canadian? No. Um, the Nine of Wands is like a block, a rooster block. We'll call it that. And it's to give you time to see things more clearly and see things differently. That's coming in here. So, that's what happens sometimes. It's for us. It's always for us to give us this time, and the Nine of Wands is a nine is a hermit's energy that comes into, and yeah, we got Temperance. I feel like temperance, of course, is about patience and going with the flow, letting things unfold and head towards, you know, I just feel like it's heading in a different direction here. Um, and they're reminding me there was a couple crushes I had in my life where it could almost be like animalistic, where you're just like when you're around them, you're just drawn to them so heavily, and you're like, "What is this?" It probably was past life energy or something, but over time, when I did my inner work, when I bumped into them again, I thought, "Oh my gosh, I wonder if it's gonna be there," and it wasn't. It was like, "Nope, that must have been a human draw thing and not a higher vibrational thing." But that's almost the energy I kind of feel like with this as you go off into this high priestess temple, you're raising your vibration to where it doesn't really match anymore, and the crush doesn't get crushed, it just loses its, um, I don't know, its flavor, if that makes sense. It's like, I thought, it's almost like when you crave something so bad, um, like a particular candy bar or some sort of sweet or some food or something, and you're like, "Oh my god, I got it," and you eat it, and you're like, "Eh, it doesn't bring me what I thought it would," kind of energy, and this is kind of what I have coming in here. So it feels like more of a spending some time with yourself deciding what you really want, and with all these eights that were popping up, it does feel like there's this flow of things within you that changes the direction that you want to head and where you're attracted to. We'll see what the fortune cookie brings in here too. So it's, oh, Buffalo, Chicago hybrid. You did grow up next to Canada. Oh, okay. I get you. I get you. All right. I grew up in um, Colorado. I was born in Wisconsin, but we moved when I was a year. Most of my time in Colorado, but I also lived in Las Vegas, Nevada, California. Uh, well, about 16 years in Texas, San Antonio, Texas. I also lived in northern Idaho, Iowa, and southern Utah. Uh, but that, no, that was when I was younger. So I kind of have a Midwest, Southern, West Coast accent. If that, you'll hear a y'all come in every once in a while. Oh, Milwaukee, beautiful. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here. What else here? Yeah, universal wisdom. Does feel like here you are connecting to the higher realms here too. Never again, I can imagine. The universe is full of wisdom. Seek its guidance. Yeah. So I do feel like you're spending some alone time expanding your self-love, and as your love vibration goes up, that's where I feel the disconnect kind of comes in here. I kind of feel like they're not, I didn't really dive into their perceptions of you, just more focusing on the time. We can dive into that. You can make that a free question if you want. If you want to dive into like their perception of you. But I feel like they're so consumed with themselves more so about getting their life in order kind of energy. Um, but if you want to make that your free question, you can just put free question and put that on there. Or if you want to make another donation, you can do that. We can dive deep into that. Otherwise, free readings are just like 1 to 2 cards for that. But we can dive deeper if you're wanting to kind of get their impressions, because they just feel kind of consumed, right? Um, No, this is all it was all focused in with you and upward, inward and upward into your high priestess temple, away, 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 not spending time with them here. So that is what they have for you, my dear. Not a whole lot activity there. Yep, you're going up into your belfry with hanging out with Batman and Robin. You're so funny. Oh, too funny, too funny. So, thank you again for your donation. You're so funny. So, absolutely, many blessings to you. Yeah, I know, but what are you gonna do? I feel like that 3 of wands is taking you in a direction that will align you with someone at a higher vibration that's more equal, that it's a mutual crush, not a one-sided crush. Because I feel like they get a lot of attention, and that's why they're not so much, drawn to things and people. I know. Anyway, many blessings to you. All right, Jojo, you are up next times two. So here's for your first one. Yeah, number two will be first. First will be second. The first shall be last. Yeah. Um. For me though, the three of wands is like no, it's a different direction with an information taking an off ramp. You're headed towards them as your plan, but three of wands is a different direction. But yeah. All right. So Jojo, let me scroll up here. Let's see. I'll give your second donation. Like we'll even do it that way. All right. So that was the first one. So here's the second one. Why did O say those things? I understand he might be overwhelmed. You're so glad he wanted to join. That was a surprise. He didn't come though, because the team said the party was lame basically. Um, I say wrong move. I would have loved to dance with him and welcome him. I'm sure. Hopefully you'll get to see him tomorrow. Okay. We'll take a look here. Uh-oh. Okay. So let me see here. He basically said he's in love with you, but then dumped you. Oh, okay. So that second part was the so glad he wanted to join was for your first question, which will be actually your second one. So just for your second donation is why did O say those things? I understand he might be overwhelmed. Okay, I get you. Why are you trying to confuse Brett Zen? He has a hard enough time already. It's not much of a shove to push me into confusion, you know. Can just kind of brush against me, and I'm like, what? What happened? I know, right? That's all right. It shows I'm human, and that's quite all right because I am. But luckily, I'm not here. It's spirit when I pull the cards, so that's good. All right, so let's take a look here. So why did he say those things? And you understand he might be overwhelmed. All right, let's take a look here. Crazy, 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 crazy. All right, let's take a look here. Got that and this and this. I don't want any of those. Maybe there was one more. It's this one here. All right. Yep. It's just a confused person at this time in their life. We got the Emperor card here. Aries energy. Uh a big a big starter. But then I'm not sure what I want to do with everything. So kind of a leap before I think kind of energy that comes in with them here. Yeah, right. Oh, you know, it's times like this where I'm tempted to get into voodoo dolls, but I will choose the higher road of love, unconditional love instead. Right? Exactly. I like that, trusting that. But the reason why he did what he did, the Emperor is that there's different energies of the Emperor, but the part that I get regarding them is they're trying to figure out what it is they do want because they get drawn with their mind and drawn with their heart, and they sometimes they let the heart off the leash and the heart leaps, and then the mind goes, "Get back here. We get back here," you know? And that's why you kinda get this, "I love you," like, the heart goes, "I love you," but the mind goes, "But we can't be with you." And you're just like, "Why? Why is there this double message?" Well, it's because they're in conflict, right? And that's what this emperor energy brings in is that they do have this, you know, um, going back and forth with their brain here. Let's see what else we got here too. Yeah, we got the 6 of Wands, and that Aries energy makes sense too. Um, he's telling me it to me 2 minutes apart. Oh. So, it is very interesting here. And you got the 4 of Wands, joy and celebration, and the 7 of Cups, yeah, which is the emotional confusion that comes in here too. So, you know, we've got here this joy and celebration and this movement of passion. This is where that Aries energy is coming in. Like, I get excited and then I leap forward and then I realize, ooh, I ran way forward before I realized, ooh, I didn't think this through. I my it's like my stomach is bigger than my eyes, my heart is bigger than my brain. My heart leaps forward and then the brain, "Well, wait a minute." It's like too late. You can't unsay that you love me, in all this, but it's the difference between the two. Yeah, we have the star card. It's funny underneath the emperor, we also have the star card. So, a lot of this energy of what is my dream come true, the difference between what the brain says and the heart says, that's where our conflict as humans comes in. And when they balance out, once the excitement wears off, then they're like, uh-oh, like I said, a good starter, but not a good finisher. Yeah, and the high priestess. There is past life energies here that drew you to each other, um, but it's not a fated to be together kind of energy. I feel the spark that you felt was had a lot to do with past life energy, but it could be that you in one of your other lifetimes, you're the one that had that same kind of personality. You guys kind of switched roles in this one, not to, well, you broke my heart last lifetime, I break your heart this time. It's no, I broke someone's heart last time. I want to know what it feels like to have that happen to me in this lifetime because I want to understand it. So not out of punishment or balancing karma or any of that other human kind of stuff, but this is about you wanted to understand this, and that's below the surface a little bit here too. I also feel it's fairy godmother kind of coming in because that's almost like the star is what about your dream come true, right? And they're like, no, no, what did we say? No relationships yet. It's time for you. And here's that magician energy, which really applies to both of you as well. Yeah, you're always the one. Wait a minute. No, you don't break up with me, I break up with you. So, but there is this energy here of fairy godmother, and I feel like that's why they appear twice going, um, we have something else in store for you. The way you say in store for you though. And they're like, we told you relationships aren't in the cards yet. The dream is the focus, right? So I feel like, it's good to know that I was to learn through this and experience some stuff through this, but you know, uh, it's not a period of time where I have my long-term relationships. This is more learning and growing period. So it wasn't meant to be very long. Um, so just know that you know there's a reason why the human does what they do, which they're still trying to figure everything out. They're in this battle. But there's a higher reason at all too, which is the rooster blocking, right? Yeah. Yeah, but what a great experience that you're gonna be able to call upon in your acting and in your singing, you know? It's like when you're he's like 13 years older than me, yeah. Well, physically. Yeah, um, wow, I love this, your fortune cookie. So it's like, oh wow, so you can, when they're showing me like it must be like the voice or something. They're like, you're not really connecting with the song. Have you ever been heartbroken? And you're like, yeah. And like if you need a rage song, you can remember this, or if you need a to connect to your heartbreak, you can remember it. That you have this emotional thing. Look at this is your your fortune cookie is understanding. And here's the key to understanding. Understanding is the key to deep connection. So understanding why people do what they do and why it's happening, it helps us at least go, that's right, they're in fear. So when we're in fear, we do stupid shit, right? When our little inner child feels unsafe and out of control, it bounces out our brain. We do unloving, uncompassionate, stupid things. And so when a human does that, we're like, oh yeah, that's right. They're in fight or flight mode. That's why they ran away. And they acted like a hissing cat that got startled, right? You're holding the cat, they're purring, and you're like, oh, they're so cute. Someone slams the door, and suddenly you have these cat claw marks across your head. Meow. And it's like, well, we don't blame the cat. We're like, it got scared. Well, you can kind of look at it that way. They got scared. It's what's in them, and that's okay. You know, um, they're doing me a favor, right? By leaving my life because now I don't have to break up with them because I was going to eventually break up with them. So fair is fair, right? So hopefully that helps. I was gonna, yeah. Well, it's like, where when someone goes, "You can't fire me, I quit." It's like, "You can't break up with me, I break up with you." For the record, I broke up with you. You're so funny. All right. So hopefully that helps for your first one there. And then for number 2, you're at 39 even. Let's put both of these down here. Hey, Olivier, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. I think we had a couple other people pop in here as well. Yeah, we got Marie Celentine. Hello, hello. Good to see you as well. Moonlight. You like to confuse because it's fun. Hey, that's all right. You guys can pick on me. I don't mind. All right. So let us give your second question, which was your first question, a love and a like as well. So here we go. You almost did not go to the opening ceremony of the film festival, but later that night, GM wanted to come too. Why did he want to join? Okay, we'll pull that first here. We'll go into stack number 3 here of the Sisters of Fate. All right. So why did he want to join? All right, 1, 2, 3. And then you're so glad that he wanted to join. So that was a nice surprise. He didn't come though. So okay, well that's good. So he got you to go basically, right? Wrong move, buddy. I would love to have dance with him right here, and he didn't show up. But hopefully you'll get to see him tomorrow. All right, I get you. Now the happy part, right? So let's take a look here, and we'll find out. Let's find out more about why he ended up not going. He said that, but let's see what else we have here. Yeah, like these are below, and then this is about will you see them tomorrow? All right. All right, let me just scooch these over. Take another little sip here. Oh, girl, I know. I know. Here you go. Cheers. All right, so let me make sure I have all of this correct. So, you almost did not go to the opening ceremony, but you did, and then you found out later that he wanted to come, but he ended up not going. Um, and then he didn't come though because the team said the party was lame. So he ended up not showing up as well. Okay, I get you. But then he told you that he ended up not going, um, and and you're like, "Oh, I wish he had." All right, I get you. All right, so why did he want to come? Oops, hold on a sec. Let me get rid of this little pop up on my little computer here. There we go. All right, we have the Queen of Wands. Well, here you are. Yeah, you did show up. You almost didn't, but here's that Queen of Wands, the spark, right? The light that draws the moths to the flame. We got the Two of Wands. They did have some plans with this Two of Wands. And yeah, the Emperor energy too. What is this with you and Emperors and these people with all this Aries energy? So there's a lot of fire here with the Queen of Wands, the Two of Wands, and the Emperor. So there is that attraction energy that was there. So they were drawing this in and, you know, and going into that. Um, the bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups is an energy of, I feel like that they wanted me to mention that second because this is more you, that you're tired of really having the same type of, you know, relationships. These are the three cups of the outside world. You know, here that rainbow one, this is the energy of the self-love and a different type of love. Four of Cups is like you just kind of get bored. That's why you break up with all these people because they keep giving you low vibe energies. And there's something to think about that too, um, while we're on that subject, because I feel like you could resonate with this. I used to fall for people because I could see the potential who they could be, but that's not who they were. Calling me out like that. I know, right? Boom. But it's true. And there's like great sparks in the beginning, but they're like, and here is this. They're great starters, but you just don't find these finishers that people that can't, they're good like you know, like a in a race, they have a good sprint leaving the block, you know, to go, but then they poop out by the first time around the lap. And you're like, what happened here, right? So that's interesting. Um, and why didn't they end up going? Yeah, they kind of saw things from a different perspective here. And the Leo energy coming in here too, right? Oh, for this one. Yeah, I mean that's what you feel, but you're like, "Oh, it's my fault that I couldn't motivate them to keep running." No, they're out of shape. But this is this Leo energy, you know, because you have a great amount of energy. You are a very bright light, you know, this Leo energy, right? And it draws people that your energy is going to do that. And that's part of, we talked about that with your North Node, South Node, and all that, that your energy is designed to attract people to you for the sake of singing and acting and helping people transform through the art, you know, that you will put forward. But it also, people will take it as, oh, I'm so attracted to you. And it like, what's my energy that they're attracted to, right? Um, and yeah, he blamed it all on you. You run too fast, and the I'm I got tired because you run too fast and you should have paced yourself, and then I got tired, and that's your fault." You're like, "Surely it has nothing to do with that. You're out of shape and you couldn't keep up even though you were saying, 'I run marathons all the time.'" And you're like, "No, you can't keep up, can you?" "Oh, sure, that's my fault. That's okay. Blame me." But I feel like for this other one, they attracted to your Leo energy and your vibe, and but then they were like the glamour, it didn't wear off, but they were just like, "Wait a minute." They actually were thinking a little more before leaping, going, because I feel like these plans were like, passionate, especially full moon energy that's out there howling at the moon. "I'm a werewolf and I'm hungry and I'm howling at the moon. I'm gonna go." But then they're like, "No, it's safer if I don't." Below the surface, yeah. The ending of an old cycle, the beginning of a new adventure, something that's more emotionally dream come true. And the Seven of Wands, too, which is a bit of protection energy, which is interesting here, though. um, so I feel like there is this, you know, um, energetic draw that's here. Um, so he doesn't even know about you. Oh, this new guy you're talking about, right? This new person showing up at the opening of it all there. Um, wow, so that does this energy does change a little bit with all of that here. Well, you're really trying to confuse me, aren't you? Must be this full moon energy. Yeah, famous actor. Okay, so this is not someone you know and not a love interest, right? This was that person that you were wanting to meet here. Um, well, that does make sense here, but it does look here with all this energy, the Seven of Wands and this Leo energy about feeling protected. There's something here about just needing, and it's like with this hangman, it's needing alone time, away from the bright light and all this energy. Because I saw you as this bright light, but they were just like, I need to be away from this bright light. I need to be away from this shininess. And um, there's something else here about a dream come true energy that's here. Because there's this the world card is an ending of an old cycle, the beginning of a new adventure, this their passion, but they're also not, they just weren't in this place to want to feel like they had to protect themselves from all these people. So they're just kind of wanted, they were in this space of, I just want to be, this little protection kind of energy. So that energy is there. We'll see if here, if tomorrow you do have the King of Pentacles. So there's this grounding energy, the King of Swords, yeah, and the Six of Pentacles, a giving and receiving victory kind of energy that's here. So it does feel like that they will be present tomorrow, um, and there is this. Um, because they wanna give back to the community and they wanna be there. In fact, they might be getting something. I don't know if this is an award or an honorary something or other. It just feels like there's something going on there where they feel like they have this here, right? But with this King of Pentacles and the King of Swords, I feel like they wanna be able to communicate something with the King of Swords, but there's this grounding energy and this, abundance energy. So I do feel like they will be there tomorrow, based on this energy here. Yeah, so I like that here. Um, and so when we're talking about, the reason why that they wanted to go is all of this Wands energy. They had these plans, the Emperor, the fire, they had all this energy. A Q oh, he has a Q&A session. Okay, well, that makes sense. And in fact, that's what it almost looks like here. Did I even show you these cards? I probably did, but we've got them like 2 people sitting having a conversation. And this little the giving and receiving of the 6 of Pentacles makes sense too. So, I like that. Um, but the reason why they wanted to go in the first place, there is this energy with the Queen of Wands, the Emperor, all this Wands energy, this fire energy. Um, they do um, they do like the limelight, they do like the spotlight at times, but they change their mind this other, the night of the opening because they're like, it's just going to be too much. And I feel like they've already. I don't know if they were still traveling and they just got there and they were like, I just need to rest. Um, I'll just show up tomorrow, kind of thing. But and then underneath all that, there's the balancing energy too, that they kind of just needed to kind of chill. But they definitely have this fire energy um that was drawing them in to show up there because they like, the surprise and the brightness, but then they were pooped out. Yeah. Oh yeah. So he's like, even I get burnt out. Yeah, at the bottom of the deck, we have the 5 of Wands, which is this energy of um, a change of energy, and so I feel like they had good intentions, but then they were like, all right, let's see what the fortune cookie brings in here too regarding the meeting tomorrow. Yep, it does show that they're going to be there tomorrow. So, yeah, I like this. Nurture others and also nurture yourself. Look, what is that? Doesn't look like a cat or a dog, looks like a muskrat or something, but, it is about nurture yourself and nurture other people too. So, I like that. So, do something for you tomorrow, right? Just go and enjoy yourself. So, hopefully that helps there. So, hang in there, I know, uh, you know, just realize, of course, all your experiences are going to help you in sharing and helping other people experience things too, right? Um, in the acting, but tomorrow, like going to the festival and realizing this is my dream. That was just something that I wanted to experience, but that's not my dream. That person isn't my dream because we already talked about that before, right? You don't meet the long-term kind of person till a few years in advance here, right? Now's the time for uh your dream and focusing your energy on your dream and not on relationships with them, right? Yeah. It's like, "Oh, that's right. Good reminder." I got sucked into you know, the old ways. It's like, "No, no, no, that's right, that's right. The vampire had, mesmerized me, but now that's right. Thank you. Thank you for being a rooster blocker, fairy grandmother." Godmother, not grandmother. Or maybe your grandma's there too. All right. So many blessings thank you again for your donations. I like that. All right. So thank you again for your multiple donations. Sorry for all the confusion. Now I understand. I'm like, oh, that's right. Um, so all right. So up next, I do have Michelle Smith will be up next, and then Moonlight, aka Summer, times two. So we'll be to you after that. So Michelle, you are up. So Michelle Smith, here is your time's up. Look, 55:33. I love that. And also, I wanted to make sure, if since I have your attention, you had requested a hedge. I just need you to email me so I could tell you the process and we can start it and get it started for you. If you just email me at bredazen@gmail.com. It's in the description box of the video. Also put it next to your timestamp in the um, pinned comment. There, I'm going to put, please email me at bredazen for information. Oop, let me spell for right. Um, on your hedge, and then we'll get that going too. All right. So thank you so much for your donation via the Cash App. And let's find you. You were up here. There you are. Peace to you too. What are Hugh's feelings for you at the moment? All right, let's take a look here. All right, we'll tap into Hugh and see what's going on there with Hugh. Okay, thank you. What else? What else, please? All right. Wow. Okay. We got some interesting. We'll see what all these other cards are here. Coming in. I just have to tell you that I heard more of a Hugh Grant than a Hugh Jackman, and almost like some more of a Brit than an Australian. They're like, well, that too, but hopefully that means something for you there. But I'm like, oh, okay. Bottom of the deck of the overall energy that's on here is the 10 of swords, which is we got this walking away from trying to please people. And the 10 of swords is I'm sick and tired of trying to do what everyone else wants to do, and I don't want to fill expectations. I don't want to have like intentions and this and that. They're just very afraid of disappointing because of their past, um growing up and everything, and so they've got these big fears of um, being a trapped lion, being a caged lion, and that I'm not gonna be able to, live up to this idea of who they think you think they should be. And it's like, but I'm not even thinking that. And they're like, but it's in their brain, not yours anyway. All this high bar, these expectations, everything they learned growing up. Even before you met them, they already had all that in place. So it's not really anything that you're doing. It's more what was pre-existing. The energy, the first card that came out about their emotions and feelings and stuff towards you, we have the Eight of Cups. And if we look at this, I mean, both of these are this kind of retreating, walking away, kind of withdrawing energy. And the 10 of Cups, where the 10 of Swords is about their mindsets and beliefs and blah, blah, blah. The Eight of Cups is about feeling like they need to walk away from relationships and emotions that don't serve them anymore. But I feel like this is more out of fear than it is out of, you know, any kind of anything you've done or didn't do, said or didn't say. It feels like it's more internal that they're pulling away. These two cards here, we do have the Page of Pentacles and the Sun. Both of these cards coming out together. And this is an interesting energy because it's like, it almost feels like I was hoping that I would be able to take things to a different level, take things and have this bright, abundant opportunity different from the past. But it's like because they're stuck on a loop, they kind of fell back into their old patterns and how they approach things. And that's why I feel like they were like, oh, well, this is what's going to happen. And they just jumped to conclusions. And I feel like that's why they kind of, you might feel like they've stepped back a bit. Um, but let's see what else we have here. These here, we have the Ace of Wands. So there is a passion there. There is that energetic and physical attraction, which makes sense because I feel like emotionally they kind of do not have a great ability to like express their love and receive a lot of love, so they more have rerouted it through passion, through action, and that kind of attraction than heart, right? It's more fire energy than it is the water energy. Underneath this Ace of Wands, we do have the Knight of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, this is the quest of clarity and the trying to balance and see things differently, is this it almost feels like that's what turned down the fire because the mind, the noodle is always the one that's the troublemaker with us, right? Our heart can feel things, our desires and passions want things, but the mind's like, no, 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 we can't do that because our mind developed after our inner child, emotional inner child did. And it's like, we can't feel these things and act on these things because we get rejected. So we need to take all this, put it all in a cage or a box, and I'm the only one that holds the key. So their mind really, it feels like, because they showed me like a lantern, one of those old gas lanterns with a little hurricane glass on top, and you turn down and turn off the gas on the little thingy, and then it's like, all right, now there's no uh, the flame is you know diminished here because it's the noodle, the mind, that's at issue here. Yeah, we got the world card here too, so there's another energy here of wanting to end an old cycle to begin a new adventure, and the world card being the last card in the major arcana is followed by the fool card, which with the fool card, it is that energy of um like a world of possibilities without restriction, without the 10 of swords, with all those things telling us, they want it to look like this. They want to be able to be free and not have any birds flying above them pooping on their head, right? We don't want any of this stuff going on in here. We want just to be free and to be able to go on this adventure without expectations, without, like we talked about before, without intentions. Um, and they feel like that will free them, but that's why they keep on. I feel like that's their cycle is they, I'm going to go into this and just see what happens. And then the mind takes over and has all these restrictions. And then they start to feel the pressure of trying to live up to all this stuff. And then they take the exit, and start withdrawing and stepping away, right? So I feel like they've got a lot of that going on here. We do have the Seven of Wands, and there's that Knight of Swords appearing again. But this is the Seven of Wands is about, I want to be true to my authentic self. I want to be able to be me. I don't want to have to shrink, ask permission to shine, dim my light, defend why I want what I don't want. There's that freedom energy coming in here. And they're trying to understand what that is. And even this hawk or this eagle up here, represents mental freedom. And it's, I feel like they mistake this feeling they have when they step away from a relationship or kind of release themselves because it feels like, oh, it was you, not you, but all the yous that they point out. Oh, it was you that was making me feel this way because now that I'm not in that, I feel free. And it's like, no, it was their mind that was restricting it. And now that we're not having this attitude toward a relationship, then they feel free. So it's them doing it to themselves, them setting themselves free, and then they point at other people because they haven't realized there's a common denominator in all the cycle that they have repeating. Yeah, and underneath the surface of the Seven of Wands and the Knight of Swords, I mean, they do want this quest for love. They do want it, but the mind just never has allowed it. It keeps on um, suppressing, I guess is a good word. I was gonna say compressing, but it is that too. It's like shrink wraps their heart, but also um, it just feels very caught up in those limitations. It's a good mirrors for us, I feel like maybe we draw people, similar to this in the past too, and that's good for us because you know we have these actors in our life that will continue to show us what we want to see about ourselves. so that we can see things about ourselves, right? Until we see it. So we'll keep drawing in the same mirror and see the same reflection because until we question that in our and going, okay, they're doing this, but how am I doing that? Maybe not in the exact same way, but it's like, oh, okay, how are my thoughts keeping me from doing that? What are my intentions? What are my expectations, my roles? How am I constricting myself? Oh, okay. Once we change that, then the mirror, the reflection in the mirror changes, and the type of mirror we draw also changes. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here. Yeah, we want a Hugh Jackman, not a Hugh Grant, right? Yeah, inspiration. It says inspiration is everywhere. Capture your ideas, capture your thinking. So, inspiration or that mirror, that draw is everywhere. It's showing us when we think thoughts about other people. Of course, three, how am I thinking that about myself? But also what I see other people going through. Is there something, is there a gift in that for me to help set me free, to truly set me free? Because that's what happens, right? Small t truths rooted in fear make us feel restricted and small and but when we see things from that higher perspective, that's what gets us out of this cage and allows our heart to live instead of feel constricted by all those supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's and all that fun stuff, right? So I feel like that's the big messages they have regarding Hugh right now. So hopefully that helps. And of course, like I mentioned, if you didn't catch it at the beginning of your reading here, email me so that I can talk to you about the hedge and see when you want to start that. So, thank you again for your donations and all your love and support. Hopefully that helps. And hang in there. I know, right? Uh, all right. So many, many blessings. All right. Moonlight, you are up for your first one here. Summer, also known as Summer. That's your first one. Of course, we'll circle back around for the number two here in a moment. Don't you just love it? You're so funny. What else did you say here? Life is a beautiful roller coaster. It sure is. All right. All right, so up here. So we'll start off with the rose here. Thank you for the flower sticker and the donation. And you asked, how am I doing today? Feeling the change. Yeah. Definitely feel the change in the air, right? The change in the vibration. And definitely, like I was, if you were here in the beginning, where I was talking about, I feel like you're being drawn up, but also being drawn deeper at the same time. It's like stretch, like the old Stretch Armstrong dolls. Those are really old. So definitely feeling that, but feeling good. So hopefully you are too. Obviously, I feel like you are recognizing that, right? All right. So here it is. The first one is the energy for the upcoming week. What will happen? Hermit, new car, love, inner peace, and release. Who knows? Let's find out. All right. So let's take a look here. Energy for the upcoming week. Okay. Do feel like we've got all of these. These three. These two. And it's rolling down to the one. So you got 4, 3, 2. There is a countdown of something next week. We'll see what is involved in this here and see what we have. So where you end up, because they said the bottom of the deck is the number one. So 4, 3, 2, and then the bottom of the deck, which is justice. This balance, seeing things differently. Start off with your eyes closed, and you can kind of see here. The eyes are wide open. Maybe even change the color of your hair. But there is this seeing things differently, seeing things from a higher perspective, a balancing energy that comes in. It just feels very By the end of the week, it just feels kind of this calmness that's here. Towards the beginning of the week is where you have the 4 cards here, right? But you should have. Yeah, the 10 of Wands, old and stiff. You have the Devil card, Capricorn, Saturn energy. Yeah, all this very, uh, conflicting kind of energy, the 5 of Cups. So some lower vibrational emotional energy starting off, but the Page of Pentacles. So you definitely, with these 4 cards, the Page of Pentacles is good because that's about abundance, fullness, and it really is the focus like into the outside world, right? Um, and like this 10 of wands, and you recognize this. I feel like this is part of your week is the beginning of the week, you realize how much of your energy that you're putting into this worry and this lower vibrational emotion about, the devil card is the mind. It's the Capricorn big thinkers of supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and all the details that we can get sucked out into of this is how everything has to be and you're not doing it and you should and da 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 and blah blah blah, right? You'll disappear like dust. Well, this is innerness here, not outerness, but because the 10 of wands is an extreme amount of energy and the mind is very much active about, like you're saying, work, love, this, that, all of the supposed to be's. It's focusing on all the stuff that I think needs to happen in my life that hasn't happened yet. And that's where the lower vibrational lack and fear energy come in. Um, and it's, maybe it's not like a fright feeling, but it is a concern, a worry. I'm investing energy in it. And that's how the week starts. But that Page of Pentacles is about the stuff in the outside world that should be in order for me to be at a certain place. Because we believe I need to be at a certain place, right? In order to feel content and happy. And that's the kind of energy that I feel like starts off with the week, but as you progress, as you're doing the countdown here to the balanced, returning back to this balance at the end of the week, you got the 10 of wands again, just so you can see it's not the same card. There is two. I have 3 decks of this Light Seers Tarot all mixed together. So there is that amount of energy I'm investing in things. But we're starting over the Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. So it's like you're reversing and um, rerouting that energy instead of into worry and the supposed to be's. It's like you're putting that energy into your heart that feels like you're bringing it back to you, nurturing yourself, balancing yourself, looking at your worth from inside of yourself, not outside yourself. So I feel like it starts off with a, but then you're like, oh, I don't like that. And you're bringing all that energy, you're rerouting it, going, bring it back in here because this is where it can do its thing and bring freedom, right? And then you get into the Page of Cups, yeah, raising your love vibration to a new level. And then here's that Four of Swords. So there's this restful energy that we have coming in here. This is letting go of the expectations. Again, the Four of Swords, they're asleep on the Ace of Swords. That's also in the Justice card that allows us to release our all these thoughts of the devil card of the small t truce of supposed to be and should be and need to be and kind of come back to this like the t-shirt be here now with me, and that's when we realize I've got everything I need inside of me. The stuff in the outside world is just above and beyond extra. When we start to get stressed with the stuff out here, then we can return back in here and that's where we find that balance again. That's what I feel like it is for the week here. I mean, there's, love, work, car, blah, 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 all that stuff. It feels like that's secondary for this week. And it is kind of like this energy, especially with the 2 of the 10 of wands. It's taking in an inventory of where I'm investing my energy, right? Um, and you can break it into 3 buckets. The things that are truly urgent and important to me is bucket 1, to me, not to anyone else. What's truly urgent and important to me? Bucket one. Things that are truly important to me, but not urgent. I can put those on my calendar for the future. And then those things that are urgent, that aren't important to me, I don't even need to do anything with those because they're not important to me. So I don't need to invest any energy there. I route my energy into bucket one. And then if there's I complete all that, then I can start working on bucket two, which are the things of the future that are important to me that don't need to be done today, but I can joyfully, look at those things too. So I feel like that's the energy for this coming week here. And it kind of feels like this super moon in Taurus, very balancing, grounding energy. I feel like it's a week of grounding and, you know, kind of the scales going off balance and bringing them back into balance. So I feel like that's the big thing. Your fortune cookie, yeah, growth. Yay. That says growth is a journey. Trust each step. So I like that. Beautiful energies. So hopefully that helps Summer Moonlight for that coming up this coming week. And then for number two, let's grab your second. Let me get rid of this. There we go. Here is both of your timestamps there. And then we'll move on to number three stack here. So for the unboxing, let's see what we have here. So what's up with R these days? Did the energy shifts affect him? He called you today, called you my girl, and acted like, well. Oh, like everything is normal, everything is fine, blah, blah, blah. Kind of energy. Is that what you were going to put? All right, let's take a look here. So, what's up with R these days? Okay. Yeah, it's a full moon. The wolves are out howling at the moon, right? And did the energy shift impact them? Probably more the moon than anything, right? Yeah. It's too funny. Let me scroll down here. Yeah, been much focus on the car though. Yeah, and it's about when we put so much importance on it, right? We actually push it away from us instead of going, I'm going to release it. I'm fine either way. Um, so I'm going to, say it's important to me, but it's not urgent. I'm going to focus on what's urgent and important. The other stuff I can go about it joyfully and with gratitude and thankfulness, right? And not, I got to get one, I got it. Because the more you try to grab it, the more it slips through your fingers, right? It's releasing it that draws things to us that match our energy. We're always drawing what's matching our energy to us. So if it's rejecting it away, it means I'm focusing on some sort of want or need or lack energy, or it's opening up. Um, it's being moved out of our way because there's something more better for us on the other ones, right? Yeah, right. I like that. So, for R, the bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Swords, which is, of course, deceit and thievery and lying, and this um, becoming aware of their own conflicting betrayals within themselves here. So that energy is still there below there, and it's funny because we I was talking about the full moon, and here underneath this full moon in the night is them here. So here comes the silver tongued devil coming in, right? Um, so what's going on with them here? Yeah, we have the 5 of Wands. So there is this stirring of drama and passion, energy that's going on here. The 5 of Swords, yeah, the inner struggle here. So two fives, conflicting energy, still continuing. Um, No matter the facade that they put on the outside, there's that internal struggle that's going on here, right? Yeah, the 8 of Cups, along with the 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, it's an interesting energy with the eights are a very flow number, and when we're looking at this, the 8 of Cups is like walking away from emotions and relationships that don't serve you anymore. But the energy I pick up is that they don't like feeling, and most humans don't, right? Like when people walk away from us. Um, we want to be the ones walking away, like we were just talking earlier with JoJo, right? I mean, it's normal for us to go, no, I'm the one that walks away, not the one that's walked away from. But um, that's this energy, this work. The 8 of Pentacles is put in the blood, the sweat, the tears to get the emotions, to get the stuff back, right? That's underneath the surface, but what's on the big things are those conflicting numbers of those 2 fives, of the 5 of wands and the 5 of swords, energetic conflict, mental conflict that's happening. So they're still in all that, no matter they're like, hey, there's still all that bubbling below there. Did the energy shift affect them? The 3 of Pentacles. There is this energy here, um, about um, being true to my authentic self. I got to be me. Um, and there is that kind of energy that's coming in here. But the 9 of Swords right next to it is the fear energy, right? That which then has them constrict and not be true to their authentic self, which underlying energy, going back, of course, to that 7 of Swords, is that deceptive type of energy, right? Yeah, you haven't seen him in weeks. So I just pretended I didn't hear him, right? You're like, no, no, no. I'm not opening the door. Underneath the surface, we do have the Page of Swords and the 10 of Pentacles. So even with all of this, the fears and all that energy of expectations, and I can't be myself, and I've got to try to be who I think other people want me to be. Underneath the surface, they still, I feel like, because this is the part of the question you're asking about, did the energy change impact them? It did make them want to find clarity around the 10 of Pentacles, which is, what does fullness of life mean to me? What does what does a relationship mean to me? What is it supposed to bring? So they're questioning with this Page of Swords all of this conflicting stuff, but um, I don't feel like they've made significant strides with the 7 of Swords being the underlying energy around all of it. So, uh, yeah. No. So it's not like they had a miracle and suddenly, they've I see the light. I see the light. I understand, and I'm a changed person. No. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly, right. So they're looking at things. It's awareness, but it's like, "Oh, okay." Well, it's like, "Well, you can do something about that if you want." Well, no, at least, becoming aware of it is a big part of it. So they're seeing the patterns, they're seeing the stuff, but I don't feel like they've done a lot of, um, you know, like you said, actual work around it. Um, and for them, that's when, if they're pronouncing, I'm a changed person, I've done, I'm not that anymore. You're like, well, what did you do to transform this? I don't know. It just happened. It's a miracle. What's below here? Yeah. And isn't this wonderful? It's like harmony underneath here. Harmony is the beautiful melody in relationships. And when you're not having harmony in a relationship, which all this conflict energy, you're like, you can't have harmony. If they can't find harmony inside of them, then they can't have harmony in a relationship with anyone. Because every relationship we're in is a reflection of what's inside of us. So as you're finding harmony inside of you, then you're looking for a harmonious relationship, and you're like, "That's noise," you know? It's like me wanting to find meditation music to have calm meditation, and someone giving me heavy metal music, which for some people, that is meditation, but for me, it would not be. It would be too rough, too, loud, too I want more smooth. That's what I need, and so we discover that, right? I think it needs a miracle. Well, and sometimes we do. A miracle comes in the form of like a tower moment or something that just really whoosh, slaps us awake in a way, in a nice way, right? Yeah, done with drama, and we can have that, change that comes in to our life that does, you know, uh, make things different for us, right? It does um, brings us a whole different perspective. It's like someone taking the blindfold off, and we're like, "Oh my god!" Or I remember the first time I got contact lenses, and the eye doctor was like, "You were driving like this," and I was like, "Yeah." I was wondering why the semis were driving on my side of the road. When I walked out with my contacts in, I'm like, wow, I saw a whole new world. I could see trees from far away and everything. I didn't realize how blind I was getting. All right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your dual donations. All right. I think that's it for my donations right now. Let me grab the free readings and we will head towards those. We got a Teshi and we got Brenda's. I got Contents. We have those here. We have Cat Goddess. So we got down to there. Oh, I just saw your comment here, Moonlight, about the beautiful reading yesterday. You are very welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, and then Touch of Love. Here is yours. Let's get that down here. Okay, did that one. And then Maria P. I see yours here. General. Oh, okay. Make sure I'm not skipping anyone here. And then here's Marie Celentine. All right. Okay. These are everything we already talked about. We did those. We did those. Oh, there's where you said Moonlight. We just like to challenge you because we love you. Oh, I love you too. I'm gonna love you with challenges too. You're like, duh, you do it all the time. Turnabout is fair play, brother. All right, Olivier Vagata. Hello, hello. I don't think I caught you coming in here. Hello, good to see you. And let's see here if you have your a question. Yeah, questions further down here. So I'll grab that here. We did those. Okay, and there's free question for Trampzilla. That cracks me up. And then Mika Khan, you are up here. Right. And then here's Livier's. Okay. Boom, boom. Okay. And there's Rabia Nazir. Hello, hello. Good to see you. I don't see a question from you yet, but I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well. So if you're here and you want a question, make sure to pop it out there. All right. And then there's all of this other. And then we have Fin Fin. Let's grab yours here too. And I think that might be it. It feels like every obstacle is a kick in the butt for releasing. Isn't it nice? It's for us, right? That is the thing, right? Moonlight, that, and this is good for all of us, right? That obstacles appear not to make our life hard, but to free us from things because the things are already impacting our life because they're below the surface. They're just minimal. It's like on our computer screen or whatever. They're minimized. They're still running, still impacting us, still doing what they're, whatever they're doing in our lives. They're still there. We're just not aware of it. We're like, why is all this stuff happening? And then it's like, here comes the little screen pops up and we're like, oh, I can do something with this. Or we can be like, minimize. And then we're just like, I don't want to do with that right now. And it continues to impact us. And then comes back up and it starts. It's like with those reminders you ever get that they start coming more often and often because it's like, we're going to automatically reboot your computer if you keep on like, oh, tomorrow, remind me later, remind me in an hour. Uh-oh, there's no that's when a tower moment comes. It's the reset where you're like, it's system rebooting in 60, 59, 58. And you're like, I can't stop it. It's like, uh-oh. But that's when the things come up for us to release us because it brings freedom, right? So I like it. I like it. I like it. Um, right? I so gets you. Yeah. Right, I'm gonna switch over here to these um, other tarot for the free readings, just because I'm gonna be using these other ones all weekend too. So I like to keep things fresh for myself too. All right, all righty. So, Tashi Singh, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here first. And has HL ever thought about asking you out? All right, let's take a sip here and we'll dive in. Cheers. All right. So, has HL ever thought about asking you out? All right. You got the Eight of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. You know, with the Ace of Swords, they did think about it. But the Eight of Pentacles, do you work with them or something? Because the Eight of Pentacles is like can be a work energy or a school energy. But when I saw these together, it's like this message of like, I don't, um, it's like it's holding me back because of wherever we're hanging out together, could make things awkward if you're not interested or things don't work out well. Then we have to work together or school together or hang out in the same group together. So that kind of energy I'm getting, if that resonates with you here. But it feels like with these swords, like, yeah, I wanted to, but I also am like, I'd rather keep the environment that we're in together, keep it free of awkwardness, right? Because when things don't work out well, it's like, now I gotta see him every day, kind of energy. And I feel like that's what's kind of coming in with that there. So hopefully that makes sense. That's what they have for you, Ateshi. I know. All right. Any blessings to you? All right. I did actually get a donation that came in, so I'll return back to free readings here in a moment. But Sudeshna, thank you so much. Let me grab that and put it up here. All right, so thank you, Sudeshna. Let's grab your timestamp here at 1:35 even. Look at that for your first one. I just saw another one pop in. All right, so we'll give that first one a love and a like here. And for you, the next 72 hours for you and guidance. All right, let's take a look here. So let's take a look. We've got 3 cards, 24, 48, 72, right? Yep, that's how it works. And then the guidance under each, please. We got 1, 2, and then 3 for the last day, right? So it's like 3 days. So we do have this energy here. You've got the Hierophant, the major arcana number 5 is your overall energy for the next 72 hours. So it is an energy of seeing things from a different perspective, a nudge to really kind of take a breath, step back, look at things. There's two ways we look at life through our human and the reason why humans do what they do and the reactionary things, doing things out of fear or out of love, and why humans do what they do. And then there's the real higher purpose, the reason behind the scenes, but behind the surface or below the surface, behind the curtain, right? All of that higher purpose. And that's what this Hierophant is asking you to do is this next 72 hours, try to look at it from two different perspectives. Step out and become the observer and going, this is why humans are doing what they're doing, but this is why this is happening for me in my life. Why did I want to experience this? Why are these people doing what they're doing or not doing what they're doing or saying what they're saying or not saying what they're saying? Our human could be like, whoa, we can understand it, but, see it from that higher perspective. For the first 24 hours, you do have the Ace of Pentacles. There is an opportunity to do something in the outside world coming in here. So it feels like an invitation to do something, attend something, go somewhere. And below the surface, we have the Seven of Pentacles, which don't be quick to jump on that, is the guidance. The Seven of Pentacles is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree, is the fruit. And don't just say, "Yes, yes, yes, yes," right away. Stop, and like I said, stop, step back, and think about, why is it that I'd wanna go, and is that for me or for expectation? And look and choose how you wanna choose. There's no wrong choice, just different choices, and this is an opportunity for you to step back before accepting an invitation to do something in the outside and go, am I doing this for them or am I doing this for me? And this is an opportunity to go, I'm not really like, let's say what comes in my head is like, hey, you want to go see this movie? And it's like, oh, maybe a horror movie, and you're not really into horror movies. So you're like, that's not really like my cup of tea. But is there something else you'd rather go see? Um, here's three that I want to see. Any of those interest you? Oh yeah, I like that one too. It's about standing up and requesting what you're wanting, that you don't have to say yes to everything. You can say no. Yeah, isn't that a nice no? It's not the screaming no at the very end. So I like that for you. Then the next 24 hours after that, you do have the magician energy, which is an action energy. So day number 2 feels very busy, a lot of activity, a lot of action, a lot of putting, and this is you putting your action and energy behind things to make them happen here. Yeah, and 10 of cups, joy and celebration energy. It doesn't feel like romantic relationship. This feels like I'm going to focus my energy on joy today instead of unjoy. So I feel like there is this um kind of experiment that they're trying to guide you in, because it's like the second day, the second 24 hours is an energy like um, your manifestation energies are very highly expanded. So whatever you focus on comes in quick and big. So if you focus on want and need and fear energy, you get more lack, more wanting, more needing, and the things we fear. And if you focus on the joy, which is their guidance, focus on joy and see what kind of day this changes. Joy and gratitude and play, and do that. Do things you love and that you're grateful for on the second day. Um, and you'll be able to see the difference because it's going to be very expanded, and you'll know when you're focusing on lower vibration because you're like, oh god. And the great thing is that when you stop focusing on that and you adjust to focus on joy and gratitude, this will fall away quickly, and this will come in quickly and big. So it's a big change too. It doesn't get stuck. It's very flowy type of energy on day 2. Day 3, yeah, the Page of Wands, yeah. again, more focus of your energy going on here. Seems like a very busy second and third day. First day could be busy too, but it feels like stop and step back and wait. Day two and day three are very, very busy and very active. The advice they give you or the guidance for day three, they do have the Two of Swords. It's a battle between your head and your heart. Close your eyes, open your heart, allow your heart to lead you, not the fear of the mind and those things, right? You have the Six of Wands. It's a very flowy energy, and the Six of Pentacles. The third day feels very give and receive, give and take, and not be afraid to be seen and stand out. Um, but from a place of, it's like instead of getting caught up in everyone else's drama and their mind and the fears and all that lower vibrational supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be and expectations and all that, it's about you do what you want to do and not worry about everyone else's expectations and their choices. And that's that Six of Wands. Just be okay. Just know that I'm gonna choose to do what I'd like to do, and that's okay, and I'm gonna be okay with it, and that makes everyone else okay with it too in a way, because they're like, "I wish I could do that," and they realize, "I can. If you can do it, I can do this too." And I like this kind of standing out energy in that it's not done in a hateful way, but it's a gentle saying no to the things that you don't want to do and offering alternatives. And I feel like that's an important thing. Um, Not fearing rejection, not fearing being ostracized. It's like, I feel like I want to go do this. If anyone else wants to go along, and when everyone else is like, well, we're supposed to do this though. And you're like, we don't have to, and they're like, yeah, you're right. We don't. So I really like that. So I feel like that is it for the kind of the energy around that. Your fortune cookie for those is courage. Yeah, look, freedom. Courage lies within you. You have the power to overcome anything. I like the eagle too. Reminds me of Scorpio energy, which we're in Scorpio season right now. Yes. I was like, we are, right? Yeah, we are. um, because the Scorpio, they start off as a scorpion and then they evolve into a snake, then they shed their skin and evolve into an eagle, and then they eventually transform into a phoenix. But the eagle is able to fly above the storms. They still, so they're not impacted by the storms, but they're also able to swoop down and care for the things that matter to them and then swoop back up above the storm. So I love that kind of energy coming in here for you. So hopefully that helps, Sudeshna. That's what they have for the first one. Then for number two, let's grab the timestamp for that one here and give that a love and a like here as well. So you want to know here, will Sumita and Arnab get married? Is he the one from the past who will come back? If yes, when? How's much? I think that's all right. We'll take a look here. And then we'll circle back around to you, Moonlight, after that. All right. So, based on current energies, will Sumita and Arnab get married? And then, is he the one from the past who will come back? Okay. And then, if yes, when? Let's pull from the Learning Tarot for the when. Thank you. And then, how is the match? And anything else. All right. Well, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Cups. It is like a dream come true kind of energy. So I feel like, did we get that with that reading before? It feels familiar, but I do so many readings, you never know. um, but will they get married? The answer is we have the Nine of Wands and the Death and the Rebirth. Yeah. So did we talk about this, right? Because here's the Nine of Wands, which was the block before. We had an ending, but there's gonna be a rebirth, right? So I feel like this is the answer to the second part, which this is the one coming back from the past, right? Yes. And the sun card, there is this yes energy of marriage here. It's one of the brightest, most abundant cards in the deck there. When, um, if yes, when, we got the Four of Pentacles energy. This is December 22nd to January 19th. So I feel like here's this energy coming up here in what, little over a month, because that is Capricorn energy. Because December 22nd to January 19th is Capricorn sun season. Four Pentacles is a very solid foundational energy that comes in here. Um, so um, that's a good energy. Um, how's the match? Two of Pentacles. It's a balanced match that comes in here with the Two of Pentacles. Feels like the outside world, it's a good match, a good combination. The Two of Pentacles is a flowing energy, not a conflicting energy. And what else did they want you to know about that too? We got the Eight of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. Now, this energy here is an energy of the Eight of Pentacles is like the blood, the sweat, the tears, and putting in the effort and the phases to move past our own fears, our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets that make us feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted, those things that steal from us. I feel like they're just, I feel like Sumita's been working on her fears and working through this process as, you know, and I feel like, we've talked before about her energy is what rules over her life, no one else's, besides the partner, right? That energy also comes in, but her energy impacts her life. So if she's fearing, I'm not going to find someone to love, or who they're going to put me with, or what's going to happen, or what's going to, if there's fears, we're pushing those things, we're drawing the things we fear to us and pushing away things that we're wanting so desperately and needing, feeling we need so desperately, instead of let me get to my fear. So the work that she could do with that Eight of Pentacles on releasing these fears, the smoother and the faster things can happen too. But that's the purpose of this whole process for her in this lifetime, is to teach her to face those fears, because that'll just help her with facing other fears in the future too. Yeah, and her fortune cookie is happiness. Aw. Happiness comes from a fulfilled heart and a harmonious relationship. Now she can be at ease. All right. So those are your two there, Sudeshna. Hopefully they brought you what you were looking for there. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donations. All right. So Summer Moonlight, we'll circle back around for number 3 for you here. Thank you so much for your multiple donations. And this is for the Rainbow Unicorn. So thank you for that. And hey, Debbie came in. Hey, love and light to you. Good to see you. And then Stargate Enterprise was here but left. All right. So you want to know, what is your life's mission? And am I on the right path to find it? It feels like things are deep these days. What's deep? Sometimes the poo caca feels like it's deep, right? But you're like, not now. All right, let's take a look here. See what because we all have a mission to, of course, come down here and experience life, to, because we are perfect mountains already. Sometimes we'll hear beliefs around, oh, we come down here to grow and to change and to evolve so that we can get to a certain level so we can ascend. And that's a human mind kind of concept, because we're already made of the unconditional love and essence of the creator, who is perfect, and we are seen as a perfect mountain. We just come down in these expressions as humans and all these other dimensions and all these other millions and millions of different experiences we have. to walk around this mountain of who we are, to discover, kind of to map who we are, to realize who we are, not to become something different. We don't come in, it's like Mount Rushmore, we're chiseling away, you know, the mountain to become something. No, we're walking around it, discovering what it is, because we don't need to change it. It's already the perfect expression, but we come down as different expressions to understand it. The experiences all point us back to seeing our higher self. And through us, the creator, we look to the creator through our higher self, and the creator gets to understand who they are through experiencing uh, presence through our higher self and us and all our expressions. So it's all part of that, right? Yeah, isn't that great? It's like I don't need to try to become. It's this being energy. So that's light of our life's mission. And then we do want to explore, like, let's say the mission is, what part of the mountain do I want to go explore while I'm down here? Right. And I feel like that's what we'll ask, is what part of um, my higher self am I wanting to see from this human perspective at the base of the mountain? Right. So that's kind of what we're looking at there. Um, and then are you on the right path to find it? I feel like we'll find out with that too, um, as we're looking at this here, because we'll see what this is. Yeah. So at the bottom of the deck, we do have the Two of Swords. Not the Two of Swords. I see the Three of Swords underneath this tower. So the TOW of the tower converted to two with the swords, just so you know how the mind works. But the tower card on the bottom here is, it is about things being removed out of our life that no longer serve us, so that we can see things more clearly. And here is this lightning bolt in the dark that gives us flashes, right? And all these butterflies of transformation that comes in here. Um, so we'll see what this mission is here, because the tower card is, I feel like a piece of this is developing a trust that things that are removed out of my life are moved out of my life for me, and that life doesn't happen to me. And that when things get removed, or people or whatever, that creates space for something that's more in alignment with who I am and where I want to head. And when things are removed, it means it's done its purpose. Things are never in our life by accident. And I feel like that's a big piece of this, is learning at this vibration that I can flow. And now they're showing me like a giant waterfall off a mountain, and seeing the river, the stream that comes from the giant waterfall, that it's about learning to flow with what is a big piece of your mission with this here. Let's see here. So these cards came in here. Yeah, the Ace of Swords, seeing things from this higher perspective, and the Hanged Man, transformational, see things from a higher perspective energy, and the Knight of Pentacles, and trusting the process. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight. Um, and we'll talk about why here in a sec. But so it's about trusting. It's like the Seven of Pentacles, that the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit, and things do unfold and go in that direction. But the Knight of Pentacles, it's the Pentacles is the suit of the outside world. That's why it's so slow. We change quick with our mindsets. We change quick with our emotions. We change quick with our energy, in comparison to, a lot of places in the world have 3-month seasons of spring, summer, winter, fall, spring, summer, winter, fall. Takes time to go through the seasons. And there is this kind of like, the a part of your mission that you wanted to learn in this lifetime is, trusting that the world eventually catches up, right? I change from the inside out, not the outside in. That as I'm changing, that the world will change too, and that my view, especially with all this Ace of Swords and the Hangman, is that I can view the world differently, And if I have conflict, it's because there's conflict in here, not out here. So when, and I feel like that's the big piece of this, right? Yeah, generational traumas, right? And that can definitely be part of what you wanted to, do in this lifetime. In fact, did we ask a question like this before? I know I've had several people ask this before. What's my mission in life? Kind of those. But I feel like we might have asked something before because I feel like we might have talked about that before. It feels familiar, but I might have talked to someone else about it. You never know. But let's see here. What are these other four cards here, too? We got the Eight of Swords, which is let reflection, looking in the mirror, letting go of the thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that make me feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted. So there's that. The Ace of Swords helps free us from expectations, from thinking that someone is supposed to act a certain way or not act a certain way. Someone's supposed to say something or someone's not supposed to say something. Someone's not supposed to be silent or someone is supposed to be silent. Letting go of our control of the outside world, realizing that everything in the outside world is this reflection. Here we are looking in the mirror at ourselves. So everything we see out there is showing us what's going on inside of us. So this, you know, even these people are that we interact with, these other humans and whatever else we interact with in life is all showing us about ourselves, which our mission is to understand ourselves. So these mirrors also show us about ourselves. So any conflict that I have had, do have, or will have with anyone in the outside world is a for me and about me, right? The Page of Cups, yeah, raising your love vibration. We already know that, right? The Fool card, yeah, letting go of expectations and seeing the world as full of possibilities, not of expectations. That's one way to do it, but that there's not a way to do it. There's just different ways. That's one way. That's not the way I think I want to choose. That's the last card, Power of Choice. And it just feels like all of this is pointing you back to you, showing you that, even like the chains of generational traumas, it's like the belief that there's not supposed to be generational traumas is an expectation and a false belief. We come down here to experience lower vibration. So to believe that something should or shouldn't happen is part of our conflict, part of our that rattles things when things out there aren't matching up to the way we think things are supposed to be. That's where the you know stuff kicks in. But there's this realizing that everything is perfect and that this world and this dimension was created as a world of possibilities that let's see what happens, not this is what needs to happen if anyone steps off the trail, what is he called? Demerit. You get a demerit, you get punishment, right? Yes, exactly. And realizing that it is all about us. Our journey in our lives is all about us. And then we can only control our own that power of choice, right? My stories, my emotions, my energy, my physical actions, and no one else's. And that's where we get to return to that place of power and experience this world from a whole different perspective. Yeah. And you got resilience, which says resilience is your source of strength in challenges and realizing how strong you really are. There was something else earlier this morning. It was like one of our biggest challenges in this life is that we forget who we really are. We forget that we're powerful, eternal spirit beings made of unconditional love, endless, eternal, powerful, because we forget and we think we're just these little humans having these little human experiences. And we're like, nope, this is just a little avatar. We get so caught up in the game, we forget that it's a game. We forget that we're not this little avatar on the screen. We're this powerful being. And when we step and remember that and we create this relationship, then we see this world completely different. We kind of stop taking it so serious and realize it's a game. Let's go play. Let's go enjoy life, right? So I love that. So hopefully that helps a little bit there. It like takes um the pressure off that, oh, I need to accomplish certain things. No, we're wandering around and we have an intention of, yeah, I want to go look at this side of the mountain. If we don't, we'll catch it another lifetime. We have endless lifetimes. If I don't catch it this lifetime, I'll add that to my wish list for another lifetime. I'll go check out this area in another lifetime. There's no have tos because every moment we're experiencing, and that's what our mission is to experience. So we're always 100% on track. Um, and we have this, oh, but the humanity needs to do this by this time or we failed the universe. Nah, that's not how the universe works. That's how the human mind works in this realm about fear. If we don't do something, we're gonna get punished. And it's like, no, that's for the game. It's not really real. Shh. So I like that. So that's what they have for you, my dear. So thank you again for your donation. Many blessings to you. Appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah. There's no have to. I replaced my should do list or to do list with could do. So it's like, all right, what I could do today is this. Do I wanna? I will. If I don't, I won't. So I like that. All right. Hey June, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. I see a donation. I don't see a question yet. So I will, as soon as I see your question, we'll jump in and complete that. I'm actually all caught up with donations. So you'll be up next. So I'll give it a sec here. You're probably typing it right now, even as I'm speaking. And if not, we will jump into back to the free readings. I did complete one free reading, uh, and then we will do that. You have that list too. uh, Amazing recognizes amazing, right? It's like namaste is the master in me recognizes the master in you, or something like that. Um, I like it when people go, "You're amazing." I go, "The amazing in me recognizes the amazing in you." So many blessings. So good to see you. All right. So let me shuffle these cards up here. All right. So what I will do here. So, like I said, so June, as soon as I see your question, I will jump down there. But for the sake of time, I'm going to jump over to Brenda Globy for your free reading. So we'll grab that here. Here's your timestamp. And you want to know, what will KTH's first reaction be when he sees AS? All right. Boom, boom. 2 cards came flying out. Oop, 3 cards. So what's their first reaction? 8 of Wands. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's a lot of energy, a lot of passionate energy, or a lot of reactionary energy. It feels positive. Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords also is a positive energy card because it's a gift of seeing things from a different perspective, of clarity that comes in a powerful way. And the Two of Pentacles, this very balanced energy in the outside world. Two of Pentacles is that kind of energy. Um, so I feel like they play it really cool on the outside, but on the inside, they're just like really excited, and it just feels like. And so they haven't seen. So I said the first reaction when he sees AS, because it feels like there's this like a. Do you ever like when you go visit somewhere, like, especially, like, whenever I moved away from Colorado Springs, where I live now, whenever I would go away and I'd come back to visit, it was, like, surreal. It was almost like a dream, like, "Is this really real?" Because one moment you're where you're at, the next moment you get off a plane and you're like, "Wow, is this even real?" Kind of energy that comes in here too, but very much big excitement with this 8 of Wands. But I feel like they play it really like, "Hi," cool on the outside, but no, it's like a duck swimming. On the surface, it looks really smooth, but underneath, brrr, their little feet are going really, really fast. That's kind of energy I'm picking up here. So hopefully that makes sense. That's what they have for you, Brenda. So many blessings to you. Let me just make sure I didn't miss your question. Okay. All right. And then content, you are up next. Let's grab your timestamp here. You want to know, has Jenkins thought about contacting you? All right. Based on current energy, has Jenkins thought of contacting you? All right. We have the Five of Pentacles and the Hermit. Doesn't feel like right now, because the Hermit card, of course, is very much to themselves and pulled away. The Five of Pentacles is a feeling of lack, of fear of being abandoned, left out in the cold, um, not being enough, not having enough kind of energy. So this feels like they're more kind of in this. I don't want to say feeling sorry for themselves, but more this. Yeah, feeling sorry f not to that extent of feeling sorry for themselves, but really this draw in of, um, protection from the world, and I just need to be by myself, and I just am drawn. Maybe a little down, but not, like, super depressed or something, but I just feel like they're very withdrawn inward, is the energy that's coming in. So hopefully that makes sense. That's what's coming in right now, content. So they're kind of focused on themselves right now, right? So many blessings. Hey, June, good to see you. Good evening. I am doing well. I hope you are doing super well. All right. Very cool. We have a lot to happen going on here, huh? All right, let's grab your timestamp here. Will it be 2 hours and 8 minutes even? This will be for number one. Of course, we'll give you a second timestamp when we go on to number two. Let's see here. I think we're going to go to the third stack here. All right, we will find out. Spirit has to share about this topic. so, so MA's role changed at work, and it's expected they will travel, travel, travel. Does Spirit see them putting their house up for sale in 2026? If so, when and anything else? All right. We'll take a look here. We'll grab these are the when cards, so we'll figure that out. All right. So is this like it? Okay, I was gonna say number two. All right, so number two is a separate question. Okay, let's take a look. So, first of all, I want to find out, are they going to be traveling more as well? Juicy tea read. You're so funny. All right, thank you. So, will they be traveling more? Is it really going to come to pass they're traveling more? And then, will they put the house up for sale? Okay. And then we'll see here a when energy. All right. Well, that's a lot of cards. Like 7 cards. Anytime between those 7 cards. Let's see here. All right. And anything else that we need to know about this change and transformation? All right. Those there. All right. So what we got here. Overall, I've got the bottom of the deck. We do have the 6 of Cups energy that's coming in here. This is, it's funny when I see this, then kind of energy I got hearing like a John Denver song, Country Home, which country road take me home to a place where I belong. So I feel like overall this energy feels like they're not regressing, but like going back to a childhood place. Um, it would be like an energy, like let's say I am going to travel a lot and I'm like, why have an expensive house and do all this when I'm only going to be home like a couple weekends, a month, and blah 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 or whatever. Hey, mom, dad, do you mind if I just like, can I rent a room from you? Somewhere to put my stuff? Can I put my stuff in your garage? It's that kind of energy. Maybe that's not what's happening, but it's that kind of thing. It's like, why do I need such a big place if I'm gonna be traveling a little bit? But there's this return to home energy, which is interesting, but we'll see what that is. So that's the bottom of the deck. So the question is, oh, will they really be traveling a lot more? Yeah, the 2 of Wands. This is the a travel the world energy. And how am I gonna travel around? How am I gonna do it? So there definitely is that's the plan. That seems to be the energy that is coming in here with all of that. So I definitely see that here. Um, will they put the house up for sale? King of Pentacles. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. So there is that energy of saleness. And let me just back out of this thing here. There we go. And we've got May 21st to June 20th. Let me cover up some private parts. Got the Lover's card here, which this is that period of time that is Gemini season. And yeah, because this is joint stuff and Um, it is a yes answer card here too, but I just feel like it's based on current energies. It feels like that because they got to work things out. There's like joint ownership and there's different things that have to happen. And I just feel like um, and I feel like there's something going on. Well, there's a lot going on with government and um, the housing market and this and that and blah blah blah. I feel like from and trust me, I'm not a licensed realtor. That's like a whole foggy world to me. But what I'm hearing from Spirit, who's an expert on everything, is this energy of um, it's best if we wait till that period of time because we're going into winter. It's hard to sell, if that makes sense. And so summer, this is the best time. We can get all prepared. Then this is when the sale could happen. So I feel like that is when it goes on the market is May 21st to June 20th. We'll see what else we have here. Yeah, June. It's all about you, June. um, and let's see here what else they want to know here because I feel like there's more. Yeah, look at the Two of Wands again. So it's all these plans in the Three of Pentacles, being true to one's authentic self and the plan. Like, what is my plan? What is it that I want? So we got the Two of Wands popping up here. I've got 3 sets of this Light Seers Tarot all together, so we'll see repetitious things come in here, but that is what this is about. It's because of that and that you know, being more true and allowing creativity and allowing myself to create the life I want, kind of energy that comes in here. We have the Leo strength card energy here too. So this is about having the courage and the strength to step out. And there is very much this independence energy. Again, with that 6 of Cups, it does feel like I'm returning home, you know, kind of energy that that's on there, right? Um, yeah, so that feels right. With that energy there. I'm going to keep that timing card over here. I feel like we might need that again, even though I can just remember Gemini. But um, yeah, because underneath the 6 of Cups, we even have Mother Nature, Mother Nurture here, and abundance energy that comes in. So it does feel like there is that again, this return home, This return home. And maybe it's the what they consider home state or literally home um, energy that comes in with that. Let's see what the fortune cookie brings in with that as well. See if there's anything else. And I mentioned we're gonna get into some deep diving here as well. We'll get, I'll add in the juicy tea read in the second piece, so we'll really dive into that when we're in that energy of what's going to happen with them, right? Yeah, listen to your intuition; it never lies. Does feel like they are following their gut, following their heart, following where they wanna go rather than trying to, live up to what everyone else wants kind of energy too. So I do feel like they will sell the home, and it feels like they will go back, um, to their roots in a way, if that makes sense. Alright, so that's for the first one. Now we'll get into the really juicy, juicy parts here, I'm sure. So here's your second timestamp. So thank you for your additional donation. All right. Yeah, we'll ask all of these in this one here, right? So they will be traveling to Indiana next weekend. The last time they traveled with this group, there was arguments with MS, whom they traveled with, right? Just see read what will happen between them two on the Indiana trip, right? And then we'll ask these other questions about what's going to happen between them with the sale of the house, and will legal matters come up as a result of putting their house on the market. Kind of feel here that's when we were talking about it taking so long and going on the market when it did, is because it's a joint venture and it takes that long to work things out to where that's actually when it gets put on the market. But we'll definitely look at the legal matters. Cheers. Here's the tea. All right. So tell us about this Indiana weekend coming up here. Thank you. Don't want those. I do want these too, though. Okay. I had a feeling the justice card was going to come up. um, so I do feel like there are legal matters. I mean, underneath the surface here, I just feel like they're working out a lot of legal stuff right now with the justice card, balancing things out, um, wanting, to get things organized and clarity and all of that. So I do feel like they know this where this is headed, and they're starting to talk about stuff. It feels like already, like they have been talking about things and putting up, is this the readings where we were talking about the walls being put up and the those things, stepping over boundaries, and so now I have to take actions for me. Energy, like individually living dreams, are these those people? I do so many readings. It's they all kind of go together, but I feel like they're kind of the sponge is being squished and some of that stuff's coming out. But I feel like there's a lot of legal stuff going on, and I do feel like this is their confirmation that, yeah, before the house goes on market, there are going to be legal matters, and they have to come to an agreement, and they finally do by May 21st to June 20th. That's when the agreements are made and that it's able to be put on the house. Yeah, because even finance, it says joint finances, and there is collaboration and harmony, but I feel like what's underneath the reversal, disharmony, imbalance, conflict, detachment, bad choices, indecision, all of that turns back around. They eventually are able to get to that place. That's why it takes those many months for them to be able to get everything. and then put it on the market, it feels like. Fun, fun. All right. Let's talk about this Indiana trip, um, because we do have the lightning strikes of the tower and the Hierophant too. And this is interesting because I feel like this is the 2 of them that are here because one feels like there's lightning striking and "Rah!" and the other is just is laughing and peaceful and seeing things from a different perspective, even seeing the light at the end of the stairs or the tunnel, right? Um, and they're reminding me, like, with my first relationship, after they cheated on me, like, 6 months into the relationship, um, I took, like, a year and a half. By 2 years, I realized this relationship isn't gonna last, and so from the 2-year mark to the 3-year mark when we actually I was already had already done my mourning and my release, and I was fine that the relationship was ending. They had this idea that it was gonna continue on, and so at the year 3, when we were breaking up, they were going through what I went through at year 2. This is what feels like it's going on here. It's like they kinda are like, someone has already left the relationship mentally, emotionally, energetically, or whatever, even though they haven't acted on anything physically, I don't feel like, or whatever, but I feel like there's a night and day difference this time around because someone has changed. Someone has seen, nope, I see the light and I'm okay. I'm not feel like I'm stuck in darkness. The light isn't far away. Interesting. Let's see what else we got here. Tell us about what goes on here in Indiana, please. Yeah, we have the Queen of Swords. There's this mental energy with the heart balancing. There's this person that's out of the two that's very balanced. Yeah, and the other one, there is this um playing to the crowd energy, the magician. Yeah, the little magician putting on the magician show. So there's that energy of um, you know, someone putting on a show and the other person, you know, is this what where they were like, "Oh, they're just gonna leave me," and and then they just walked away. Um, I feel like that's the kind of energy is, "Nope, I have no reaction anymore. I don't need to react. Um, this is just the same old monkey show, you know? Alright." So it feels different. It feels like there is this calmness from one person, and it takes 2 to tango, it takes 2 to have an argument, and if one person's all "Rah, rah, 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 rah," and the other person kind of looks like a fool in a way because 'cause they're out there screaming and hollering and or not maybe to that extent, but they're the one creating the scene, and the other person's just like, "Okay." So it feels different this time around here. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, the Ace of Swords. Again, there's this energy of seeing things from a different perspective. Same with that Hierophant energy, Queen of Swords energy. So it's someone, that definitely is not reacting. The Eight of Swords. So someone's been going to therapy, right? They have reflection, seeing their own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that used to make them feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted, but they realize that's not who I am over here. Sorry, there's a glare. So this is who they are, and they're realizing, oh, this is how I saw myself, but that's not who I am. Again, it feels like someone's done a lot of inner work and a lot of transformation, letting go of these and working through triggers. So I'm not as triggered anymore because I've been working on my triggers and dismantling them. And now they're like, well, if you don't do it, I'm going to push your buttons. It's like someone ringing a doorbell. If you don't answer, I'm going to ring the doorbell. So it drives you crazy. And you're like, go ahead. and they're hitting the button, but there's no noise anymore because they disconnected the doorbell. That's the kind of energy that I feel here. I know you're knocking, but nobody's home. So that's interesting. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, we have the Page of Swords. Again, there's this way of looking at things that is, coming in here. And the Seven of Pentacles, there's this patience energy. Yeah, with the Seven of Swords. So we've got this, very calm, and you see how the yellows are like very peaceful, seeing things different, very kind of sun warming energy. And then you have the coldness of the Seven of Swords, which is the feelings of betrayal and thievery. And, so there's um, this energy of, so opposites, it's like someone that's just, I no, I'm not, someone goes on guard with their sword and the other person's like, no, thank you. What? You're not going to battle me? No. Then I win. All right. It's like that usually gets them riled up. What? No, you don't win. Aha, got you. But now it's like there's this calmness that's coming from this. It's like night and day type of energies. And they've always been different, but there is this, difference of they used to at least be able to engage them and really get them knowing what buttons to push, but the buttons aren't working like they used to, and that's really throwing the other person off. The one that used to the conflicting one. That's who the lightning bolt is. The lightning bolt represents the fiery, um, sparky one that is trying to be the magician, put on the performance, flash, flash, flash. Look at me, you know, lightning bolt. People are afraid, but then, you know, the other person is just smiling and going, okay, like not laughing, well, maybe laughing at them, but just laughing, just being, seeing things again. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. They're like, this might be one of the few times I ever have to do with this again, kind of energy, because it does feel like there's this endings energy, of course, that they're heading toward. And there's a joyful celebration. The one is focusing on the celebration of it all. The other is just because they're in fear, they're very volatile. It's like there's electricity around them because of their, um, how would you say, the static electricity. Do you ever, like as a kid, take off your shoes and go in your socks and just and then touch people to shock them? That's the kind of energy, acting childish. I want attention. I'm going to get attention, and I'm going to get a rise out of you. That's my goal. Is I need reaction from you because you're scaring me. When you're reacting, at least that makes my inner child feel safe because I'm used to, this is what I'm used to growing up, and reacting and conflict is my place. But when you're not acting that way, it's freaking me out. So I need to try to get conflict around me. So I'm taking off my shoes and I'm going along the carpet and I'm, shocking people to try to get that reaction. That's why I feel like they're the lightning bolt. They're the one going around trying to create consciously, subconsciously. And I feel like it's more subconscious because when we are in fear, we're out of our intelligent, loving, compassionate side, right? We are in our um, that hissing cat energy, right? Yeah, it would be MA, right? Yeah. Yeah, like everyone's hair is starting to go, shh. I think lightning's gonna strike. We'll come fire starter. But they're lightning and thunder because they also make noise. Um, but it does feel here clear clear the room, right? They're just like, I feel like lightning's gonna strike. We need to get indoors or out of this room. Let's see. So that was the Indiana trip, right? We talked about that. Legal matters. We talked about that. And I do feel like, there is that energy of separation and it's just heading towards that direction. And I'm trying to think here. Yeah. How much longer will they be around? You mean before they're killed or to how long they'll be together? Because someday someone's going to kill them. I don't think it's going to be uh, you know, their partner here, but at least based on current energy. But let's take a look here. When are we looking about this togetherness? Okay. Oh wow, yeah. Wow, it's overdue. Got the three of hearts. The three of hearts, the three of swords, which is heartbreak. This is the heartbreak and grief, um, and loss, right? It's funny because there's no transit. It says September 23rd to October 22nd. We're like, it's overdue. Like it could happen at any moment. It's like it's I feel like the heartbreak has already happened because that's already been September 23rd to October 22nd. This is the lover's card, yeah. So let's take a look here because it's like I feel the heartbreak has already happened. Wow. See all the cards go flying out. Oh wow. We got the 3 of wands, which this is the card of going a different direction. March 21st to April 19th. And it's interesting because this is about, the actual change of direction, and I feel like that's when, like, they're out of the picture as far as there's, like, official, "You're no longer in my life" kind of energy. Because I feel like with this traveling and with this movement, it 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 kinda draws things out longer because there's less having to face you and be around you kind of energy. Because it's almost like this starts a separation already, right? Um, it's like a physical separation, but then, it all adds up. It's funny because we got the 3 of swords, 3, and then the 3 of wands, which equals the number 6, the Lover's card. I just was noticing, when you put them together, you got 3 plus 3 equals 6. So it's all adding up to the eventual, the selling of the house May 21st, but it feels like as early as March 21st to April 19th, which is Aries season, right? Yeah. So that's the new beginnings. That makes total sense too. Aries energy, a new beginning, a new start, that comes in there. So yeah, it doesn't feel, yeah, yeah, exactly. I feel like March 21st to April 19th is with them going their separate directions. And then based on current energy, the house goes up for sale on May 21st to June 20th. But yeah, this September 23rd to October 22nd is already, it's like it's the swords were drawn and stuck in each other's hearts. Not just the usual 1-1, but it's like stick a fork in it, it's done, right? Um, and I feel like they're in that spot. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings into before I forget. What else do we got here? Yeah. So we got friendships here. It says Cherish friendships. They are the harbors for your soul. So I definitely feel, there is this friendships are uh, so important in this, situation, of course, very supported. And someone isn't very supported. I wonder which one that is. I can't quite, I'm trying to focus, but they're kind of a loner. There's not very many people that befriend um, MA, and but it's you know as we say, their own damn fault. But I say that with compassion, but it's for them. They chose it. Their higher self is a beautiful being of unconditional love and light, and it has all these wonderful support in the upper realms. But in this lifetime, they really, because of their childhood and because they grown up, they're a very rough individual and very cutthroat. um they'll go for your jugular verbally, and that's why they don't have very many people that trust and befriend them. People who are their friends, like, mainly to use them and um pity. Not really, there's no pity. I don't feel like there's any pity, but they more put up with them kind of energy, right? Yeah. So um I feel like their friendships are more acquaintances at work than it is friendship socially, kind of energy. But that's because of how they grew up and how much low they only have so much, that very small self-love, so they have very little self-love to give to others too, you know. You know. Oh, I know. But they definitely have this kind of facade of everyone loves me and everyone wants me, and that's why I could be offensive. Reminds me of someone that's in the news a lot. I won't mention names just for the sake of safety, but we know who we're talking about. There is individuals who have this, they're living in another reality, and everyone's just using them and manipulating them, and they're only kind to them when they need something from them. But they also will just, stab him in the back as well. Everyone, it's like a cutthroat, you know, it's like a pirate ship. You're only going to trust them as far as you can protect yourself. I'm glad you have a sense of humor. All right. Well, that is what they have for you, June. June. Hopefully, that's enough tea for this evening for you. I gave you what you were seeking there. So thank you again for your dual donations. I greatly appreciate that. We'll see what happens. I mean, what are we gonna do if when they break up and they they're missing in action and MA is MIA, and we're like, all right, now what are we gonna look at, right? Boring. I'm just kidding. All right. So that is what we have. I think that's it for the the donations here. Let me just make sure here. Okay. Yep. Whoops. So we'll jump back into the free readings. I don't think. Let me make sure. I don't think I got any others that came in here. Nope. All right. Oh, yeah, we did. I thought I had one more. So Moonlight. Let me grab yours down here too. I'll add that to the list there. All right. So have fun. All right. So up next, we do have Cat Goddess. Let's grab your timestamp. And Cat Goddess, I think I've told you before. I had it in my mind that you did win a free reading once, and I don't know if you didn't know it. and you're like, "Well, I did," reach out to me at my email address. It's down in the description box of the video. It's Brudda, BRUDDAZEN, all together at gmail.com. If you're interested, I'll tell you what you won. I think it's a 30-minute personal recorded reading, if I remember. So if you're interested in that, because I keep track of all the readings I give away, and so that I make sure I give everyone their readings. And when I was in there putting the Halloween weekend ones and all that, I was like, "Oh yeah, I haven't heard from you yet," which is all right. It only expires when I expire, and then I still will come give you a reading, but it'll be as a spirit. So, just in the physical world, I won't give you one if I pass. That's the only expiration. All right. Anyway, to your reading for today, your free reading is you'd like to know what potential blessings can you expect soon. All right. And I feel like this one here too. So you've got the Emperor and the Ten of Cups. Wow. Definitely blessing energy with the Ten of Cups, because that's joy, celebrations, gatherings, kind of energy. And this does feel like a celebration. And I do feel like um, with the Ten of Cups, this is an energy of getting an invitation to a joyful event that feels like a big kind of a celebration. Like it could even be like a wedding, but it can be a birthday, it could be an anniversary, it could be just a party, it could be Thanksgiving, it could be a holiday party, anything like that. But I feel like that's coming this big joyful event that you're being invited to. Now, the Emperor is an Aries energy, it is action energy. The Emperor is you get to decide. Don't do something because you feel like you have to do something because it's what your heart wants to do. And like, "Ah, I want to go do this," but your mind might be like, "Well, I don't know. I'm afraid that these people, that, this, that." It's like, close your eyes, get out of your head, and go, "Heart, what do you want to do with this invitation?" And then follow your heart. Because I feel like this is something that with that Aries energy. It's action, but it's also the birthing of something. And there's something significant that will grow. It's like you get the seed that you plant. You get the three magic Jack in the bean stalk seeds that allows you to plant them, and it allows growth and brings more joy into your life. The golden goose, right? That brings abundance in a lot of different ways. Maybe not financially, could be financially too, but I feel like it just fills your life up in a positive way if you do this. So when you get that invitation, close your eyes, open your heart, and then let your heart say yes. Yes to the dress. It's not your wedding, but it could be a wedding. All right, that's what they have for you. Cat Goddess, many blessings to you. All right, Touch O Love, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. And you want to ask, what is coming towards you these next 2 days? All right, let's take a look here. What, based on current energies, what is being drawn towards you? You do have the King of Swords, some mental energy, and the Chariot. Two powerful energies that come in with these. This really is bringing in this energy of, especially with the Chariot, because that's the power of choice card. I get to choose what story I put to each situation, what emotion I feel, what energy I put forward and attract, and what physical actions I take. With the King of Swords, not only do they rule over the sword suit with the Queen, the King of Swords gets a second sword, double air energy, making them the master of the story. So the master storyteller. And what's amazing with this is like when we're like, what's coming over the next 2 days? There's a lot of awareness around the story that we're putting to a situation. That can come in a variety of different ways. It could come through conflict, like our idea of a story of what's happening differs from someone else. And, it's like we're thinking, what? You think that means that? You're stupid. You're crazy. But when we have these, and I feel like when we get these kind of situations are so bizarre, so different, like, we're like, it's like during the elections in 2020 and when we discovered, you know, that people in your home or your family or your friends believed something completely different than you did. You're like, "What? When did that happen?" But it's this awareness when we have these extremities. See, it depends on how you wanna say it, right? So your power of choice, um, that you really realize, "Oh, everyone thinks differently, and my way doesn't have to be the highway and the right way. It could be the right way for me that I feel in this moment, but that doesn't mean it has to be what everyone else wants." And it's like, wow, and I feel like these 2 days really opens up your eyes to the power of story, which is actually quite freeing, and, it's a bit shocking, at first, I feel, um, because it's such a wake up in a way. It's like, "Whoa," it's like if you're sleeping and someone slams on the brakes in the car and screams, you're like at first you're like, "Whoa, what just happened?" And then you're like, after you calm down and you're able to look at it, you learn a lot and you're able to release a lot and have a lot of freedom. And I know this feels like I wanted to hear, you know, an event that's coming, but this is like life impacting. I feel like this has been growing and you've been dreaming and you've been seeing things, but now something happens within your life in this next 2 days where someone's story is so different from the way you're perceiving it that you're like, "Oh, this is that thing that spirit was talking about." And I can let them I'm looking at the book, The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins, which I'm slowly reading through. But it's a great you let them believe what they want to believe, and I let me believe what I want to believe. And then if they believe this, I get to decide how what access they have in my life or not, you know? And so I feel like that's an important thing that's coming these next 2 days. I know we were hoping for like, I win the lotto or something, but that's what you get. So many blessings to you. That's what they have right now. So many blessings. All right. And then Maria P, you are up. Here is your free reading. Boom, boom. And you'd like a general on you. All right, let's see here. What does Spirit want you to know about you? Okay, thank you. Boom, boom. So you got the Two of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, I like this progression. The Ace of Pentacles is about looking at your worth in relationship to the outside world and beginning this new journey through those little arches down here, stepping forward in this new beginning, opening in the outside world. And the Two of Pentacles is a very balanced energy. Um, and I like this. It feels like, and we talked about this last night, how you're back to you and this out of balancing where you felt like you were getting drawn and you wanted to board a ship and run away kind of energy, like with the ships that are here, like, I want to get here and set sail, go somewhere. You're balanced now, and now you're standing, like on this pinnacle, like they are. You're feeling this, okay, I'm back kind of energy. And that is good. That's good energy that's coming in here because from this place, you get to decide who you want to be, what story you put to everything, what you speak, how you feel, the actions you want to take. I like this that you get to choose, you know, and we go back to this every once in a while, right? That someone isn't your life, but you get to choose what your life is and who's going to be a part of it and who's not. I like that Two of Pentacles because that reminds us of a certain someone who you're an option for, and you're like, no, 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 no. Um, I want to choose someone, and I want them to choose me, um, so that we can have this journey together. I want them to be my journey mate. They're not going to be my journey and my adventure, but they're going to be part of my adventure. They could be my adventure mate, but I'm not going to be an option, which the other person that you left behind is good. It's like you're realizing, yeah, I want a new start with, and I want to take this to a new level. I don't want to, go that direction and just keep doing what I've always done before and get what I've always gotten. I'm ready to grow with someone. And I like that for you. So that's what's coming in for you right now. So many blessings to you, Maria P. All right. And then we got Marie Selentine. You are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. There we go. Can you tell me if anyone has put any black magic on you? Well, people can't put any black magic on anyone else. They can try, but we're the ones in that control our energy. No one They can try to put it around me, but your little bubble of your aura and your protection, they can't infiltrate it. What they can do is to try to get you to fear, try to get you to get into lower vibrational energy of, that it's rooted in fear, sadness, depression, anger, any of those lower vibrational, uncomfortable emotions that suck, right? Instead of joy and gratitude and unconditional love and play and laughter and all that, right? That's higher vibration. But no one can put black magic on you. They can try, but um, we're so powerful. We're powerful beings that our power of story is what draws things in and draws, um, and pushes things away from us, right? So my belief is what controls my energy. So and if you believe it, like they're like, I put a spell on you and you're gonna get sick. If I go, oh my god, I'm gonna get sick, I'm gonna get sick, I'm gonna get sick. And then I'm gonna go, oh my god, it worked. But it's me believing that I'm gonna get sick and that me investing my energy in sickness, it grows sickness, it draws it to me because my energy is saying, hey, universe, you know what? And the universe goes, what? Like, I'd like some sickness. I'm like, okay, whatever you want. We're supportive of you. Here you go. and then we get sick and oh my God. But if we go like, whatever, and we don't invest any energy into it, we focus on the love and the higher vibration, then we don't get sick and we don't have that, right? So, um, you're the only one that puts power to any of that, right? Now, is there anyone that so from like your standpoint, was there anyone that wishes bad ill or this thing toward me? I can ask that and energy if you just need to know. But why do we need to know? They can't do anything about it. And if you're curious and you're wondering and you're fearing, you're feeding into the lower vibration energy, which is black magic, right? It's lower vibration. All lower vibration does is draw more of that darkness and that lower vibration to whoever's focusing on it. If I focus on the fear of that someone's doing it, I'm inviting it, that energy. I'm creating it. I'm not even inviting it. I'm creating it. I'm ordering it from Amazon. I would like dark times, please. And they ship it because I ordered it, right? You do have the Lover's card in the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, there is. Seems like there's an X. An X of one of your exes is putting hexes with the Page of Pentacles and the Lover's card. It's the past. It's like someone that you ended up with after someone else is with them, and they feel like that's how they can get back and get back at you. And it's like, no, you can't. All you're doing is hurting yourself. If I put out ill will, I get ill will back because I'm ordering ill will from Amazon and that's what's going to ship to me. I can't say I'm going to ship it to them and they're like, "No, it doesn't allow you to ship to other people's address. It can only ship to yours." That's how it all works. So hopefully that puts your mind at ease a little bit. Because if your mind's not at ease, you're the one creating it. You see all these movies where there's a forest and you find out it was the the fearful person was creating their own monster, and when they got brave, the monster disappeared. It's the same thing. So hopefully that makes sense. All right. So that's what they got for you, my dear. Many blessings to you. All right. And Trampzilla, thank you for donation earlier. This is your free reading. Let's put this down here. Whoops. We'll try that again. There we go. And your free question: will you be taking the apartment above your friend Tim? All right. Give these a shuffle. So, based on current energies, will you be getting the apartment above your friend Tim? All right. You got the Six of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. It feels like um, a slow energy here. And the Six of Cups is more a return to an old place. So I don't feel like you end up getting above your friend here because there's this slow Knight of Pentacles, which is positive, the past or childhood or um, returning home kind of energy. Um, and so this doesn't feel like moving you know, um, above them. Unless, and I don't feel like this is the case, the only time that would be a yes to this question would be if in the past you lived above them in when you were younger, like more childhood energy, or a while ago. Been a long time since you've lived above them before. If you did, then that would be a yes. But I don't feel like that's the case, but that would be the only way. The rest of this doesn't feel like that's the place. Feels like more of a return home, whatever that means for you. All right. So that's what they have for you, Dremzilla. Many blessings to you. All right. Let me just take a look here. Yes. So, Mika Khan, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. So, Mika, I'm not sure if you heard, but you were one of the winners of a 15-minute personal recorded reading last weekend. If you want to, here is the link, if you're here right now, to check out. I announced the winner of the full moon, but I also made a list of all the um, Halloween winners too. And I will actually put that uh, by your pinned comment too, so that you will know to go watch that. So you can, if you want to claim it, you can just do that. All right. So congratulations. All right. So for this question, you wanted to know, who is Jay? Why do I love him? Like him? Uh, everything that he does. So who is he to you? Why do you love everything that they do? Right. Okay. All right. Yeah, we got the Justice card. It's an interesting energy coming in to ask, who are they and why do you have that? Here you got the Queen of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles as well here. Just very drawn to them. There is this, with the Justice card, there's this balancing energy. It's like they're the other side of the scale for you that help balance out things in your life. I feel like there's this past life connections that come in with that. Um, just because of all this artwork behind the scenes, it just feels like there's all this planetary energies, and that even also, yeah, it is a birth chart. It reminds me of a birth chart because there's like this destiny kind of things. When we go down, I'll be this and you be that. You help balance me, I help balance you. So there is that energy, and it is Libra energy, which is partnership energy that comes in, but it doesn't feel so much like romantic destiny energy as much as I'm put in your life to be this other. What they're showing me, if you're familiar with these boats that the Hawaiians or the South Pacific, they're like banana boats, and they have these little arms that go out with this balancer thing that help keep them from flipping over. but it's only on one side, and it helps. It's the balancing mechanism, I believe. But that's what they're showing me, and that's what you guys are for one another, in this lifetime. The Eight of Pentacles is doing the work. The Queen of Wands is focal energy, focusing, being able to do it, and it's like there's this energy that draws you guys to each other, but for different reasons. And I feel like they kind of, in a way, give you a spark. They ignite you to wanna be able to do things and kind of draw you out of your shell a bit. And in a way, your energy kinda helps balance them from being so over the top, maybe in a way. It's like so out there, you help balance them back too. So it's this wonderful, almost opposites helping balance each other kind of energy that's coming in here. But I don't feel like in this lifetime it's romantic. I feel like it's more, well, you could be in my life for 6 months romantically, or you could be in my life forever as my friend kind of energy. And in this lifetime, it's like, well, why don't we be friends in this lifetime kind of energy. So hopefully that helps. All right. So that's what they have for you, Mika. Many blessings. Congratulations once again. All right. And then we have Livier Vagara. You are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. All right. So the way you've been seeking out for jobs has been correct. Will it eventually come something good, or is there something that you need to change? All right. Let's take a look here. So, based on current energies, okay. So, the way that you're doing it now, will it eventually come to something good? Yeah, the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is you'll you'll get something that makes you feel like you're existing, but you're getting the Ace of Cups offered, something from your heart that would make you feel like your dreams are coming true. So it's like it'll eventually come to something good in the way that, um, like you'll get a job that you would have gotten before, and that you're, because it's still your mind. It feels like your mind is going, well, this is the kind of job I should get. It's not your heart's passion going, this is what I want to be and who I want to be. And this is me sharing my love and my heart with the world in my own special, unique way. That would be the Ace of Cups. I'm filling up and overflowing out to the world. The other one feels like, well, this is what I should do and what I should get. And this is da 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 da. When you get that, you're going to feel like, all right, here I'm existing. But eventually you'll turn back to the I want to live energy. What can you do different if you want? Yeah, the Hanged Man. See things from a different perspective. It's transformation, and it is an energy of to change, um, to something that more matches, like I said, your heart. But it is a transformational energy, like a cocoon. I'm not a caterpillar anymore. I'm a butterfly, and so now that I'm on a butterfly, the caterpillar things don't fulfill me anymore. I need butterfly things. I need to find something that represents my energy of who I am, not who I was. So I feel like that's an important thing here. It's really to try to understand that there's um if you check out, I think she still has her website. I haven't visited in a long time, but if you look at and let me put it in the, let me put it in here. It's I am Sahara Rose.com. And Sahara Rose, and if you're not here, I'll put it in the, also by your name in here. um there she has a couple free, at least she used to have a couple free, um little quizzes you can take to discover your dharma. She wrote a book called Discovering Your Dharma. I used to have it over here. I think I packed it in one of these little boxes down here, but um it helps. You identify, what is my dream? How do I want to bring it forward? It just helps kind of take you on this little journey to understand, like, what is your life's dream kind of energy. Like, where does my heart want? It just helps you identify it. Doesn't tell you this is what you need to do, but it gives you like this area, and it helps like whittle it down for us. So if you're interested, check that out, because I feel like that might help. All right. So that's what they got for you. Many blessings, Olivier. All right. Then we have Fin Fin. You are up. Grab your timestamp here. There we go. Guidance for the path that you're walking. All right. Let's see. What do we got here? One and two. You've got the Ace of Swords and the Queen of Wands. So it's like a message of stay on the path that you're on, but you will be gaining clarity very soon here. And with that Ace of Swords, because that's a gift from above that's going to give you some direction. I feel like the path that you're on is a big path that's traveled quite often, and it's taking you to a place. But as you get in, then it's like, all right, now I'm going to take an exit because I'm not going to continue to go to this. It's like they're reminding me of like whenever in the olden days before we had GPS in cars and in phones. I know we used to you have road maps, and you would really watch the signs a lot because the signs on the side of the road very clear. Not now, they're just more of confirmation. Before, you kind of look at the map and going, okay, I'm going to head towards, let's say, I need to head south towards Texas. So I'm going to look, and there's this road sign that says south to Texas, a city in Texas. And so I know I'm headed in the right direction on that road because that's the big freeway I'm taking. But I know that's not where I want to end up. I'm going to end up in a different direction. But for now, I know I need to go here till I hit this new freeway. That's what's coming up here is this new freeway, this new off ramp that you're going to take to go in a different direction. The Queen of Wands is following your passion, following the nudges and the guidance and the pull from spirit, because the Queen of Wands, she's very connected with that spiritual energy to the upper realms. But all the queens are given a second portion of cups, which is the emotions behind the scenes. And that allows her to connect both from heart and through energy to the spirit world and ask them for guidance. Like, do I take a left or a right when I hit that freeway? And they're like, take a right. And they're like, okay, thank you. And then you follow it because you trust them and you build this relationship with them. And I feel like that's what's been going on here is you've been developing this relationship with your higher self in the spirit world to where you can hear them more clearly. You've been turning down your fear noise, turning up your joy, your unconditional love and gratitude. And because of that, there is this guidance on your path. There, follow the signs and know that you're going to be taking an off ramp, going off to the right, and that's going to lead you in the direction. But it's very important that your GPS is your heart and your gut right now. Where's your passion? Where's your heart leading you? And that will guide you. So hopefully that helps, Fin Fin. That's what they have for you right now. So many blessings. Right. And then Moonlight, thank you so much for your multiple donations earlier. And this is for your free reading here. All right. So you want to know, is mom's brother a spiritual person? I know he likes spending time with the Indians in Arizona. Wow. And they're wise men. I don't really know him, but I recognize him. Only met him once. All right, let's take a look here. So, is your mom's brother a spiritual person? All right. The Tower. Wow. Yeah, they've really been through um, transformation here, and the Queen of Wands. Yeah. So they definitely are. I just was talking about the Queen of Wands a moment ago, right? Yeah, they had this awakening with the Tower card where they had a significant loss in their life that really shook them up quite a long time ago, that put them on the path of spirituality and looking at things outside of the norm and really connecting to things. So the Queen of Wands, I mean, they're connected spiritually and empathically and emotionally too. So they really do have a strong connection to the spirit world with this energy here that was spawned by, like I said, a tower moment where something was suddenly removed out of their life. And it was a big wake up call for them. And it did shine a lot of light into their life at the time, um, because that's what the lightning does in the darkness, right? For a moment, we see this like flash of light, and we can see things for a moment. And the storm was such a big storm in their life that it was lightning, that they were able to really see a change of path that they went in. So yeah, definitely so. And I love that they connect with the Native American Indians in Arizona. Very much shaman kind of energy. If you're picking that up from them, really strong connection to that earth energy. Very much there, very shamanic. So I like that for you. So that is what they have for you, my dear. Hopefully, that's what you're looking for. Many blessings to you. And that is it for this evening, everybody. I got finished all of the free readings and the donations. If you're interested, make sure if you haven't checked out the giveaway that's coming up for the new moon on November 20th. I'm giving away a 30-minute personal recorded reading or a hedge of peace and love, whichever you prefer. If you want to check that out to get into the drawing, you can do that. Also, all of my services are on sale until through January 1st of 2026. January 2nd is the day that the sale is officially over. We'll see if it actually happens, but that's the anticipated end. Um, so if you're interested in any of those things, you can check that out. All this information is in the description box of the video as well. And then, if you haven't checked out my most recent or any of my podcasts from the Easier Path, be sure to check that out. That's all free. That's the link, and the playlist is also in the description box of the video. And I had posted a little bit ago if we had 12 winners last weekend for Halloween, and then we also pulled the winner of the full moon drawing. So if you're interested in finding out those winners, you can check out that. And I plan on kind of doing the same thing around Christmas and Thanksgiving, those weekends, more giveaways, because I really enjoyed that. I already finished 6 out of the 12 winners of their personal readings, and I love that. I love um, the extra deep readings that we do. If you think we get deep in these, we go deeper in those personal readings too. So, all right, everybody. Well, that is it. I'll be back, of course. What's today? Friday? Yeah. So tomorrow morning and Sunday morning from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Mountain Time. And then tomorrow night back as well from 6 to 9 p.m. Mountain Time. So if I don't see you until then, remember every second of every day of your life, you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So, till I see you again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. Remember, have some fun because this is a giant playground. So, why are we being so serious? Let's go play. Right. All right. I love you guys. We'll see you.